anymore.
I mean, neither. I just click the go button and see what the hell happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's more exciting that way.
For somebody. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. This is Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monk. He's Jack. How you doing today, Jack?
Oh, I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm okay. I forgot to say hi to the audience. Say hi to the audience.
Hi, everybody.
There we go. I'm, yeah, not worth talking about. I do have a silly kitty cat story for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we don't turn on the light in our hallway because we leave the bedroom door open, so the overly spoiled kitty cat can go in there if she wants to at night. And it's a dark hallway, and Phoebe is a dark colored cat. You've seen her fur. It's a dark gray.
Yeah.
And so she likes to come into the hallway when I leave my office and get into the shadows and meow to be picked up. Typically what I do is like turn on the bathroom light real quick to see where she's at and pick her up. But last night I thought, you know what? I'll just pick her up. And so I reach down, I find her fur, and I grab around her belly and I lift her up. As I'm lifting her, I'm like, this feels weird. Is she fighting me? But she wasn't really fighting me, because sometimes she doesn't actually want picked up and it's like, oh, okay, no problem. But she wasn't fighting me. And it wasn't until I got her most of the way up onto my shoulder and I got bit in my elbow that I realized I picked her up upside down.
She's like, what the hell, man?
And she didn't bite me hard. She gave me her I don't like this bite rather than let's play and I'll try to kill you bite. So I got her turned around and put her up on my shoulder properly. And I went up to pet her, as I always do. And she just gave me one more little nibble on my hand to let me know she was not cool with what just happened. Oh, that's my kitty cat. Anyway, Jack, we're going to be watching the AOC Bernie town hall from CNN. And I think a disclaimer's in order here. I haven't watched this. We watched one little clip yesterday, and then we watched the really, really little clip of AOC telling us about drinkable air.
So funny, dude.
But I do want to say it's entirely possible that we're going to watch this thing and I'm going to agree with everything they say. Hang on, I can do that without laughing. It is possible that they won't say really stupid shit.
I mean, there's the word possibility and the word probability, and they're distinctly different words. So is it possible? Sure.
Exactly. There's a reason for my word choice. But before we get into that, we do have to do a dog abuse update. Because this retard just won't stop.
I told you, dude, he is making this so much worse by talking.
Dude, the number of videos that have come out showing what a shitbag this is, like when he put Kaya as a puppy in with his other dog.
Yeah.
And is laughing at Kaya being frightened. I mean, there's one point where the other dog nips at Kaya and Kaya tries running. They're in a tiny little baby cage.
Oh, yeah, it's a little enclosure, and it's right behind him, so he can enjoy it like a psycho.
Kaya runs straight into the gate and yelps, and he laughs.
Yeah, he thinks it's funny. He even says that he thinks it's funny when she's in pain.
When she's scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, little piece of shit.
Fucking evil, man.
He's decided he's going with his new lie that's not even the collar, you guys. It's not even the collar.
His story has changed more than Amberlynn Reed's, like, how I got fat storyline.
Which is funny because your friend Cutie, I'm sorry, your best friend's girlfriend who comes to your house every day for reasons nobody can explain that don't involve your friend should be mad at you.
Right?
She told us she saw the collar.
Yeah. And she had said it was a shock collar.
No, she said it wasn't a shock collar because he took off the prongs. You know, after the incident. But anyway, this little clip here is from him talking to TMZ, Jack. That's how much this is blowed up. It's on TMZ now. And they let this lying little prick say this.
Sometimes when I'm wrestling with her, she'll give off like a little yelp, or sometimes when she's playing with other dogs, she'll give off a yelp. She wasn't even wearing like the vibration collar that's in contention now. Like everyone's like, this is not, he definitely shocked her. Like on that day, she just had like a regular collar.
Okay. On that day, she just had a regular collar, Jack. And he's getting away with this. Nobody questioned him.
These are people that celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk, so I'm not real shocked that they are letting this one go.
Well, let's go back, shall we, to the day after the incident. The day after the incident, Hassan put up a video where he shows us the collar.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw.
See what he just said there? This is the one they saw.
Yep.
It has the capacity to vibrate.
Wait a minute. Didn't you just tell us that she was not even wearing the vibration collar?
Again, the shifting narrative. That's I don't know if he's a narcissist, but he certainly has a lot of the traits of one.
Taylor Lorenz made a YouTube video about this.
I saw that.
Where she says, and I'm not kidding about this, guys, it would be impossible to remove the prongs from a shock collar. A shock collar that, if you go and look up the description of it, tells you can remove the prongs.
I've seen a couple of people do videos where they show that clip of her, and then they show the guy that has one and pulled the prongs out with just needle nose pliers.
Yeah. It's just a hex that you have to unscrew.
Yeah. Actual Justice Warrior made a really good video about all this.
I haven't got a chance to see that. I'll have to watch that when we're done here today.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He brought us almost up to speed. He's probably about 12 hours behind, processing time and all.
I have noticed this. A chorus of Hassan dick writers have popped up to tell us, hey, I've watched that dog. I've walked that dog. I've taken care of that dog. It's never been abused. It's never even had a collar on. It doesn't even have fur. But what struck me about this is, Jack, I've had dogs over the years.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine literally all of my friends going, I've walked that dog too. Does this guy ever take care of his own fucking dog?
Not from the sound of it. He just seems to torture it. So from the way he implied it earlier, it sounds like his mom takes care of the dog more than anything else.
Right? Every so often he needs a photo op so he'll bring the dog out.
Yeah, the dog's a prop for him. I doubt he cares about that dog at all.
You see the video of him on the basketball court where he clearly has the shot collar with him and he keeps hiding from the camera so you can't see what he's doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a disgusting piece of shit. He's a lying piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's an absolute degenerate scumbag. But all his orbiters have a vested interest in protecting him.
But they keep making it worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but they're not trying to but they're all stupid. So they're really bad liars. And
yeah,
it's that symbiotic relationship. They don't exist without him, and he needs them to promote him.
But this is the shit bag. Like, yeah, she wasn't wearing that collar. You literally held up the collar and said, this is the one they saw.
Well, I don't think he expected the internet to be able to track down the collar that he bought. Because, he's stupid.
Yeah, if that wasn't the collar, and he not only says this is the one they saw, it has the capacity to vibrate. There can be no question what he's talking about there. Yes, he's lying because that's the shot collar, but you're just lying, dude. And what's really funny about this is Hassan hooked up with a PR firm. There's a reason he suddenly started showing up in the New York Times and in Variety and all these other places, GQ, and his glistening, sweaty chest hair. It was a bought and paid for PR campaign. And this fucking idiot screwed it all up over a dog he doesn't even like. That is amazing to me.
Yeah, I imagine that cost him a lot of money too.
Dangerous just dropped a bombshell. What? I've met that dog. It's just 3 cats in a trench coat. You know what? I suspected.
That explains so much.
They're probably 3 little Jewish cats just out to get Hassan.
Oh, Zionist cats. Oh, the worst. They probably have a space laser.
This fucking guy, man. Oh, what a liars. Dude, you would have been better off just going, yes, I use a shock collar. This would have died out a long time ago.
Yeah, did you see that sad segment he did on his show where he's like, guys, I'm really tired of talking about this.
I fucking loved it. I enjoyed that way more than I should have.
I hope it keeps haunting him. Fuck this guy. He's a piece of shit. Torturing dogs.
I'm not defending him here. I'm just put yourself in his position, right? You just spent a shit ton of money because you thought this was your shot. Charlie Kirk is murdered. While you're in your PR blitz, you have a chance to come out there. Everybody's asking you what you think about Charlie being murdered. And suddenly all of that goodwill goes away. The press is not backing him up on this. None of them have come out and been like, except Taylor Lorenz, who doesn't count.
Yeah,
but nobody's doing these stories like they're lying about Hassan because there's way too much evidence.
Yeah, he cannot bury this one.
He thought this was his moment. He was finally going to go mainstream. He had been doing streams talking about how the way the media sees me and the way the internet sees me are different. And I don't understand. I really don't understand it. He was so desperate for that legacy media clout. And he just pissed it all away over a dog he doesn't even like.
Because he can't control himself.
I understand why he's in the state that he is. Because, guys, if you haven't seen the clip of him just, I don't know another word besides depressed. Him just in a state of utter depression. I really don't want it to. There are people who watch me for the news. There's old people and young people who watch me for the news.
Nobody should be watching him for the news, but fuck him. I mean, you're a degenerate piece of shit.
Yep.
Good job, light brown Turkish Michael Vick.
Yeah. So I love the Pegasus, what he calls him. He calls him Schrodinger's Muslim.
I have seen some hilarious names for this. Barktober 7th.
Nice.
K911.
Real quick, Alan, thank you so much. He says Morning Monkey K911. That's fucked up.
All right.
Thank you, Alan, for the donation. I appreciate it, my friend. All right. I guess it's time to get to the other tards, I suppose. By the way, these 2 idiots have hung out with Hassan. AOC has played video games with him. It was a cool moment, y'all.
Of course it was.
I did love when he did the interview with these 2 on their Tard Across America tour. And AOC had to go up on the stage and he was just left with Bernie. And even Bernie, piece of shit, was like, fuck, I got to sit with this asshole.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bullwinkle. Can you imagine if he had shocked a cat? You know, I think he probably would have got away with it if it was a cat. I think there's enough people to be like, it's a cat. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I really don't know, because with the amount of cat lovers on the internet probably does exceed the amount of dog lovers, but
the passion's not the same.
Yeah, it skews older too.
You couldn't pull off John Wick if they shot his cat. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would understand it, but yeah, you're sadly probably correct.
You'd be like, oh, you can give him a noogie. You couldn't kill 100,000 people over it.
I mean, you could probably get away with killing a few people, but not everybody. Because dogs are young man pets.
Yeah.
And cats are like older single people pets because they're easier to take care of and we're old.
Well, for me, I love cats because they are independent, and
Yeah, that's why a lot of people hate them.
yeah, I like that that Phoebe, I can see in her eyes she's telling me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, it is a very calming experience sometimes.
Phoebe has never been afraid of me. I am like 100 times her size. She's this tiny little fur ball, and she's like, I will fuck you up.
Yeah,
And I was
their
like,
confidence is impressive.
I was just gonna feed you. I am the abused one in this relationship. Anyhow, so AOC, I realized something as I was watching the clip last night, Jack. This is, I brought it up. This is them trying to sell her to the rest of the country. This isn't
Yeah.
for Bernie, because Bernie's time has come and gone. He's way too fucking old. He's going to be dead within the next decade.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Easily, yeah. And AOC, there were jokes a while back when she first gets into Congress about her running for president, because it says no man who's not 35. Actually, that's not what it says. But they put this idea in her head that she could be president. And she hasn't let that go because she's retarded. And right now, she has two paths. She can either go for Schumer's seat there in New York for the Senate, or just make a direct run in 2028. And her internal polling, I promise you, is telling her, don't do this. And not just her internal polling. Jack, you can win a congressional seat just in the House without party backing.
Yeah.
The ability to do that in the Senate, or especially at the presidential level, you can't do it unless you're Donald Trump and have the money to pay for it yourself.
Yeah, you have to be stupid wealthy.
Thank you, Bullwinkle. I would be John Wick if you hurt the cat I never wanted. Fair. Look, I don't have the same attachment to dogs that other people do. I just hate animals being abused in general. If he had done this to a cat, I would have dedicated probably every stream since to him. Talking about, because I don't hurt a cat, man. I will fuck you up. Rhetorically.
He could have done this to a goat and I would have been outraged.
Yeah, and I fucking hate goats.
Yeah, because they're fucking weird and smelly.
Yeah. Don't abuse things. There's no abuse. He's a bully. And this is just more show of what a bully he is.
Yeah, a petulant bully, too. Because, oh, I didn't get my way immediately. You didn't read my mind, dog. Ugh.
It is funny, though, because now he's actually trying to pretend to be a good pet owner. Like, Kaya went to get up off the bed, and he was like, what, girl? What do you need? Come here. Come here, girl.
Yeah, you know that dog's like, we've been down this road before. You're going to be nice to me for a few days, and you're going to beat me again.
That dog was like, I've never seen a dog be told, come here, and move that slowly to go to their master.
Not unless it's been abused heavily.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody showed Hassan Marley and me and said, this is how you're supposed to treat him. And so he's pretending to be like that. Anyhow, to our other commies, the three of them, we have Caitlin Collins interviewing, town halling. I don't fucking know what to call this. Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, also known as Sandy from the Burbs.
And of course, it's so great to have both of you.
Do you think Caitlin, you've seen more of this than I have, so maybe you already know. Do you think she's going to be like she was with Trump, where she presses them on any kind of real issue? I mean,
you're silly.
She was a hard-hitting journalist in that moment, remember?
Yeah, that was that. Now she's going to fawn over the two commies. I mean, AOC says drinkable air.
She does.
I mean, how do you salvage that?
And I want to be very clear here. I don't know that Caitlin's a full-on commie, okay? Bernie and AOC are. They're not democratic socialists. They're fucking commies. And I'm not going to dress that up. if I call them Democrat socialists, it's probably dripping with sarcasm when I say it.
Yeah, because terms like that just water down the true horrors of communism that we've seen over and over again. And we still have these delusional, useful idiot retards that want that.
It is pretty telling that even they know how bad communism is, that they have to lie about being commies. You can legally be a commie in the United States. It's not against the law anymore. It was at one time. Being a member of the Communist Party was illegal.
Yeah, we should probably go back to that.
And we should, because communism is bad, and all it ever brings is murder and other death.
Yeah. Oh, real fast. Thank you, Alan, for the donation. It says, morning, Jack. Good morning, Alan. Hope you're doing well out there.
All right, let's see.
You here. We have so many audience questions tonight, really good ones. And Senator Sanders, just in
for a town hall, get up and ask your question that we approved in advance. I did see a clip where somebody said this. I think. Oh, you know what? I watched Phil DeFranco again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm coming for you, Phil. You keep one more goddamn video of yours where you say some stupid shit. He was. I hate using the kids' terms because I'm an old man and that makes me weird, but just glazing AOC. His video is titled AOC exposes the real reason Trump and MAGA shut down the government or some stupid shit like that.
You mean they tricked Chuck Schumer into doing it?
Oh my God.
God,
and
fucking retard.
Just falling all over himself about how great this was and how but he brings up that there was a Republican in a Trump supporter and AOC was it AOC or Bernie? I forget which, but they handled it deftly. That's a bigger word than he understands, but I forget his exact terminology. Anyhow.
In terms of how long this shutdown has gone on, you and I have spoken multiple times during this, but we're now on the 15th day. The 9th vote to reopen the government failed. Do you think Speaker Johnson is right when he says that this could be one of the longest government shutdowns in U.S. history?
No.
It's not that far. It's already in the top 10. The longest one in history is only, 28 days, I think?
I think so, yeah.
It's already one of the longest in history. No, couldn't be. No.
Notice a lot of things seem to work just fine.
I'm a communist, and I don't believe any reality.
Well, that's accurate.
I think the Republicans are catching on that you can't throw 15 million Americans off of the health care they have. And studies indicate that when you do that, some 50,000 Americans a year will die unnecessarily.
At the hands of illegals? What?
I mean, is any death necessary? Doesn't die unnecessarily mean it's necessary for some to die?
It does imply that some death is necessary, but that's the communist way. Some death is to be expected, others required.
Bullwinkle, thank you. I don't recall the quote. Chat, help me out. Is everyone, I'm guessing everyone drunk or just stupid? Is every drunk or just stupid? Oh, what quote is that from? Or are you mocking me? Because I'm honestly not sure.
I mean, that could be from about a million press things we've seen. But yeah, drunk or stupid. Sometimes it's both. Like Nancy Pelosi. Her entire career is built that way.
I do love that they're trying to make this about healthcare.
It's about Americans, get the poor people. No, it's about illegal immigrants, douchebag.
It's about just a regular continuing resolution. This is about the Democrats not liking the big, beautiful bill because the subsidy that they're talking about, it's already set to expire. And instead of just letting it expire like it is legally supposed to do, they're like, no, if you want to pay for government, you have to put even more money into it. These are the assholes who and look, both parties do that during shutdowns. They're like, no, we want this, we want this, we want, and eventually they come together and like, fine, we'll do it. But these are the assholes who, under several of these other ones, during the Obamacare one, the Republicans came back to them 3 times. Their final thing was just, hey, extend the individual mandate a year out, the same that the business mandate was. For those who don't know, the individual mandate said you have to have insurance, otherwise you're going to have to pay a $2,000 fine, tax, however they decided to get it passed to the Supreme Court, every year if you don't have it. And the business mandate said you have to offer insurance if you have more than, I think it was 50 people working for your company. You have to offer an insurance plan. But the individual mandate, the one saying you have to get insurance, kicked in before the one saying your employer had to offer insurance. And all the Republicans wanted on the final thing was to make those dates the same. And they were like, no, you should negotiate with us by giving us everything we want.
Yeah, typical communist way.
It's so funny watching the press reaction to this, because they really are doing what they always do, blaming Republicans. There has never been a Democrat shutdown of the government. Just ask the media. Every time it's those fucking Republicans. Oh. And sometimes it actually has been the Republicans. Most of the time it's the Democrats. Anyway.
And then on top of that, just in Vermont today, Caitlin, people in my state and all over this country are beginning to receive notices from insurance companies about what their new premiums will be if we do not stop what Trump is doing.
They're getting notices of premium hikes. That's odd for insurance companies, Jack. Hey, Bernie, how much more are those people paying now than when your beloved Affordable Care Act
yeah, bunny ears
was put into place? How is your Affordable Care Act only good if the government pays for it? Everybody's insurance went up. Everybody's, because of the ACA. And now they want to sit here and pretend like, hey, it's the Republicans' fault that it's getting expensive. All right.
My state of Vermont, there are people today who receive notices that their premiums are going to quadruple.
I need to see that.
Yeah, you should probably do something about that, Bernie, instead of just complaining. Oh, wait,
because
you don't want to.
Here's the thing. With the subsidies going away, those people's premiums aren't increasing. They're just going to be responsible for the whole thing.
Son of a bitch. Responsibility, that is a word that neither of the people on stage want to hear, Monkey.
That you're not going to be able to get the health care anymore.
That's antithetical to both women and communists.
Yeah, right. Oh, he's such a liar.
Some less, 3 times. In my state of Vermont, and again, this is true in many parts of the country, middle-class families will be paying $50,000 a year for health care.
What? What?
I mean, obviously.
If your insurance premiums are $4,000 a month, just save the $4,000 and pay out of pocket.
What? Don't be ridiculous, Monkey. $4,000 a month? That's nothing, right? Jesus Christ.
Middle-class Americans are going to be paying, what does that come out to? $4,100? About $4,100 a month. So what you're telling me is that right now they're paying $1,000 and the government is covering $3,000 of that?
I mean, you're going to have a revolution if you charge people mandatorily $4,000 a month for health coverage.
Yeah, that's
You're going to see people shooting places up. They're going to go crazy.
$50,000 a year for premium. You're out of your fucking gourd, you
That
crazy
is
old man.
higher than the average income in the
Yeah.
United States.
And by the way, just for the record, those middle class families used to be able to just go, well, I won't have insurance.
Yeah.
Severus, thank you so much for that feminist $12. Evening, boys. Monkey, how are the grandbabies? They're well. I get to actually see all of them this weekend.
Nice.
I got to see my son's girls today. We watched the little one while the older daughter had to go to a parent-teacher conference, which went well. It wasn't like, get in here, we have a disciplinary problem. No, it actually went very well. But for about 2.5 hours today, I heard chanted over and over again, Papa. It was so cute, though. At one point, there's 2 times it happened. I was doing something and she wanted my attention. She'd go, Papa. And I didn't respond immediately. So she went, Grandpa. I knew you could say it. Anyway, where are we? Sanders is the pot so black that the abyss is telling him to chill out. How many homes does this Red Star piece of shit have? 3. Yes, 3. But don't worry. Don't worry, because according to him, literally everybody in Vermont, including the homeless people, have a lake house. I'm not making that up. That was one of the excuses for this champagne commie. I'm not calling them champagne socialists. They're champagne commies.
Oh, yeah.
For why he had 3 houses. Everybody in Vermont has a lake house.
Yeah, it's always about justification with the elitist communists.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Hassan. He has a million excuses. All of these people, they think that they are going to be on top of the food chain when the Great Revolution happens. And this is not realistic. Real quick.
Oh, go ahead. You first.
Thank you, Keldrick. Those damn Republicans are shutting down the government. And you want me to be mad at them for that? If anything, right. I'm grateful. Right? It means they're not spending all our money for once.
Faithless says all you have to do is write a book. Well, remember, writing the book is just how he became a millionaire, which got him his 3rd house. The 2nd house, the lake house, he had before he ever wrote that book.
Yeah, which, by the way, I have several books.
Yeah.
So if you want to make me a millionaire, links in the description.
Anyone think that's sane? It's not. Who can afford that?
No, it's not sane. What you just said is crazy because it's nonsense.
Republicans are...
You know, we talked about this last night. I forget what the subject was. I think it was Asmongold with Hassan. If you can't ask a retarded hypothetical and then be like, doesn't that sound retarded? And people are agreeing with it because they don't understand it's retarded. That's not a win. I'm lying to you. What I'm lying about, isn't that fucked up? And they're like, yes, that is fucked up. But it's a lie. It's not actually happening. Middle class people, and middle class in this country is what, 150K-ish?
Oh, on the top end, probably.
Top end, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 1/3 of their income. You're a fucking retard.
Yeah, because, I mean, low end middle class is what, 45 grand still?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking about somebody's entire yearly income being forced upon them.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only way. By the way, that didn't used to be a thing. This is all the consequences of Obamacare.
Yep.
And this is why I say, guys, look, my preference is to go back to how we used to do things. But we either need to go back to how we used to do it or just embrace single payer. Because either way would be cheaper in the long run.
Yeah, this nonsense where they're going to force you to buy something, I don't like that at all. That is very un-American.
Yep.
Especially if it's going to bankrupt you in the process.
Well, part of what happened with the ACA, I mean, Trump rescinded the individual mandate.
Yeah, thankfully.
This is part of the problem that's going on with ACA and why things are getting more expensive because people have been able to opt out of it. Just like all communism, everybody has to do it or it doesn't work.
Yep.
Bullwinkle, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Bullwinkle, thank you. The Republicans never said to end the Affordable Care Act, All they said was, let's talk about it. The time established at the start is ending. Yeah, and again, this is for the subsidies. It's not for the Affordable Care Act itself. It's just the subsidies for it.
Which is what the Democrats are so upset about, because the subsidies are what keeps it going.
Yeah.
They need those subsidies, or everybody sees it for what it is, which is a giant scam.
This is why if you go back, they never talk about this shit. You know how long it took the ACA to get positive reviews? How long it took for more people to like the ACA than to dislike it? It was years after implementation, and it was after a ton of government propaganda about how great it was.
Yeah.
And then finally, it's like 51% say that they like it.
And
Well,
that's largely because of the subsidies.
Yeah, this is what they do. They hook you onto it. We'll pay for this. It's kind of like a contract for a new phone. It's only $12 for the first 12 months, and then it's $1 billion after that. Well, you've already had it for that first year, and you really like it. And now they're taking it away from you. It wasn't yours to begin with, asshole. I'm paying for that shit. Thank you, Sephiris. Fuck. Sorry, dude. Speaking of Asman, did y'all see that Cenk claimed he never heard of Asman, while him and TYT just happened to go full Alex Jones as Hassan is in hot water over shocking his dog? I wouldn't be shocked if Cenk had never heard of Asmongold.
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if he knows who he is, but I could believe that Cenk is not that well versed on what's going on around him.
I can believe that either way. That Cenk had never actually heard of him. Cenk is an older guy who doesn't necessarily follow all the drama. And I can believe that Cenk lied because he's also a fucking liar. So,
yeah.
I don't even really know where to go with that one. I need to see a clip of him mentioning Asman before to be like, yeah, he's definitely lying. But, I mean, what is Cenk? Cenk's older than we are.
Oh, he has to be. If he's younger than us, he looks horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fat guy, but damn, dude.
Catching on, they're playing a losing hand. They are going to come to the table finally and address the healthcare crisis that they've created.
They're going to come and address the healthcare crisis they created. They passed the big, beautiful bill. This is what helps end those subsidies, Jack. The Republicans have all the cards here. The only thing they don't have is the mainstream media, people like CNN. And how well has the mainstream media been working out for Democrats in the last, say, 4 years? I had to blow my nose. I was really expecting you to say something.
Oh, no, I had nothing to add. So I was like, that's a hypothetical. I'll just sit here quietly. Oh, wait.
As long as this is tied to immigration, the Democrats can't win this one.
Correct.
I was watching Crowder, believe it or not. I finally watched something Crowder did after a long time barely paying any attention to him. But he did a recent 2-part video, Jack, where he went to a black barbershop and was talking to them about America now.
I saw some clips from that. I didn't pay much attention, though.
It's actually really good, and I do recommend it for people to watch it. Look, some of the guys are clearly, let's just say, indoctrinated.
Oh, I was going to go with homosexual because Crowder's there.
But pay attention to when they start to talk about immigration. There wasn't a single one of the black guys in that barbershop, and there's like 12 or 15 of them in there, who was like, no, we definitely need immigration. All of them were like, yeah, it's fucked up. The one goes full Republican, man. He's like, if they don't belong in my country, they shouldn't be in my country.
Yeah, well, the black community is largely like working class and middle class. Yeah. So they're the ones that have to compete the most for the jobs that the illegals are driving the prices down on.
Yeah. It was funny watching, because when they got to the immigration, I expected a little pushback. Nah, they were all like, Fuck those immigrants. Illegal immigrants. Illegal.
Yeah. Well, nobody minds the legals. They did the work.
Blind dude thought Joy Reid was brilliant. I mean, he's been told that Joy Reid. There's one blind guy in there, and it's funny. Apparently, Steven didn't know he was blind. And when he first meets him, he asks the other guys, "He asleep behind those glasses?"
Huh.
And then they're like, "No, bro, he's blind." Anyway.
Well, now I feel like an asshole.
Right? But in true guy fashion, they all just laugh it off and move on. I would really like women to watch that and see how these guys have serious disagreement. I mean, even raising their voices a little at each other. Anybody still just, sits there and gets out what they want to say. Not one person storms out in anger. So, yeah. I think the Democrats are in way more trouble than they realize.
Yeah, they've been pretty clueless lately because they're flailing so bad from Trump winning. I don't think they realize how bad this is hurting their image. They've been on the wrong side of pretty much everything for a while now.
Yeah.
Do you think Republicans will come to the table sooner rather than later? The White House has not indicated as much, and today the budget director, Russ Vought, said that north of 10,000 federal workers could be laid off during this government shutdown. Does that make Democrats rethink their strategy at all?
A judge today, I think, was ordered that Trump cannot lay off people during this shutdown. I don't expect that to hold up at all.
No, because it's been done many times before, including by Obama.
Mm-hmm. But that is what the judge, like, you can't get rid of these people. Yeah, you can. And Democrats were warned that the Republicans were going to do this. This is not something that they've pulled out last minute. But the judge said that Trump said he was going to put Democrats out of work, which is not what he said.
What Trump should do is just fire everybody then.
Yeah.
Like, can't lay you off, so no furloughs.
Well,
you're all fired.
No, it is the actual firing. This is using layoff the way that it actually is meant. Because, look, there's some places that lay off people every year. We have those up here, wintertime. Like, I'm laid off until spring.
Yeah, we get that a lot, especially in the construction field, because winter is a dead time for most construction projects.
But outside of that context, typically, company lays off 1,000 workers. Those workers are never getting their job back.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that what Russ Vought just announced today in the laying off of federal workers, we learned today, a judge has put a temporary restraining order because it is likely illegal.
It's not. It's
not at all, because it's been done every shutdown.
And by the way, that is not what an injunction means. Real quick, Bullwinkle, thank you. Has there ever been a movement to curtail legal immigration? Yes. There actually are people who think we have way too many legal immigrants in the country.
Yeah.
They're a much smaller portion of the population who think that. And in some cases, we may be taking in too many people each year because we take in, 1 million, something like that?
Yeah, it's a little too high for my taste.
But typically when we're talking about immigration, we are talking about illegal immigration. Cephas, thank you. Christ is Katie and her smug as hell jaw. It's Katie and her smug as hell jawline. Yeah, she's like the crimson chin up in this bitch.
But she tends to tense her chin in this sort of smug half smirk, and that really makes her jawline look more defined and bigger.
I don't think her mouth opens properly. I've always said this, that her mouth is what really. I don't pay attention to her jaw. That mouth is weird.
She does have a weird mouth.
It's like she's afraid of people seeing her teeth, so she tries to keep her lips really pursed.
Yeah. It's so wieners don't just pop in there.
That's fair. Oh, but anyway, what I was going to say about what AOC said here. An injunction is not put in there because it's probably illegal. When judges read the statutes and stuff, guys, when they do this, they're like, if this goes through and it turns out that this is illegal, the damage caused by allowing it to kick in is going to be irreparable. So, like in this case, let's say the judge puts this in there, but 1,000 people got fired. And then 5 years from now, they find out, no, it was illegal. Those people for 5 years didn't have that job. You can't give them that 5 years back. Even giving them the back pay for it, they're in any time at that job is lost. There's stuff that is lost there that you cannot get back.
Yeah, your attempts at moving up, that sort of thing. Yeah.
The injunctions are for that. And if you read them, they even say this. It is because of irreparable damage going forward. The Supreme Court has ruled on this, that it has to be something where there's irreparable damage that can't be undone. So stop lying because it's likely illegal. That a judge can't make that ruling right now. What they do have the thing where like they'll let this go forward because you're likely to win on the merits, but that is in the most broad sense of likely to win. Did Monkey read Frank's SC?
Super chat.
Did I miss one? I'm so sorry if I did. Let me check. Oh, I did miss Frank's. Frank, thank you. I've never seen her smile before, and she's asking about people losing their jobs. Well, you have to understand why she's smiling here. She's smearing Republicans and helping Democrats, and that makes her happy.
Yeah, it gives her a little clip boner.
Yeah, Frank, I'm sorry I missed that one. The three came together, and they're all the same color, and so my brain just went, oh, there was only two. So I apologize for that. Oh, fuck.
He and the Trump administration is doing. The problem is that this administration, the Trump administration, folks like Russ Vought, they think that destroying our health care, making sure that housing is too expensive to live in, that
I'm sorry. Making sure housing is too expensive to live in? I'm going to need to see the bill.
Yeah, I'm going to need some evidence of these claims because this is fucking dumb.
It would be one thing to say they are making it too expensive, but to make sure, like it's written into law that all housing has to be more expensive than people can afford. Jesus Christ, AOC.
Well, you see, by getting rid of their communistic subsidization policies, they're punishing all the freeloaders, those bastards.
What happened when government started subsidizing higher education? Did prices go up or down?
Oh, they went up. I know the answer to that one.
Name me one thing that the government has subsidized that has gotten cheaper.
Can't do that.
And I'm not saying what the American public pays for it because you're subsidized, so that changes the equation, but the actual price of it. When you take what the government is subsidizing and what the people might have to pay, what has gotten cheaper when the government has got involved and just thrown shit tons of money at it? Thank you, Keldrig. The problem with Trump administration is that they think, I can see how that would be a problem for you, AOC. Yes. Oh, all right.
jacking up the cost of our groceries. They think all of this is about hurting Democrats.
I don't think they really think like that. They're not like, how can we fuck the Democrats?
Where is this jacking up of grocery prices?
Back in the Biden administration.
Yeah. They keep pointing to how expensive groceries are now compared to the first Trump term, without pointing out that the majority of that increase came in 2022.
Yeah. Let's be honest. How many of these people have ever bought their own groceries in the last 5 to 10 years?
None. I mean, this is the chick that said people were stealing shoes from Foot Locker because they needed to steal bread.
Those shoes were full of bread, monkey. It's a little known fact. You get a free loaf with every purchase.
Bullwinkle, thank you again. So there's not enough room to build houses if it got rid of all of the government rules preventing building new houses. Yes. Look. Stop. Shut up.
You're making too much sense.
What they are doing is hurting Americans, and they are hurting this country. And if Mike Johnson wants to say that this shutdown is going to last a long time, it is because he is choosing to punish the American people, and we cannot stand for it, and we cannot allow it. And we
okay, he just pointed out that it's likely to continue because you guys are being retarded about it. He didn't say he was going to do it so he could punish people. You're a lying whore. Oh, look, it's her bar face. You were the fuckers voting no. Yes. They're trying to paint this as Mike Johnson's shutdown. The House, you know why Mike Johnson let the House go back to their districts to do work in their districts? Because the House got this passed. The House's job is done here right now. It's in the Senate. The Senate is what's holding this up, and it's the Democrats in the Senate who won't vote for cloture on this. The 60 votes needed because the actual vote is only 50. All votes in the Senate are just 50-50. It's ending the argument that is 60. The Republicans, all 53, have voted for the continuing resolution, and none of the Democrats will come over and be like, "Yeah, we need to just get the government back open." Although I don't want to say none of the Democrats, because Fetterman might have on at least one of the votes.
He did on at least one, and they're talking about kicking him out of the Democrat Party.
Yeah, because apparently, to be smarter than a Democrat, you need brain damage.
Well, look, that stroke may have fixed him in some regard because he has made some really sensible statements in the last year, and I am shocked by it.
This is AOC pointing to where commie cock goes.
also cannot enable it by acquiescing and enabling the behavior of bullies. So it ends today.
I hate to harp on something like this, but why are the stars in the red stripe? I've seen a lot of American flags. I've never seen that part of the flag be red with white stars.
Well, you know, a red flag that has a star on it is the Chinese flag. It's a yellow star, but it's still there.
Severus, thank you so much. Last one. Don't say last one. You can donate as much as you want, bro.
Yeah. Keep those coming. We got bills to pay.
You trying to make me cry? Thank you for that feminist $12. Last one, but have never seen a more compelling argument for repealing the 19th Amendment than AOC. Have you seen Hank Johnson?
Is he a woman?
No, but women voted him in.
That's true. I would also point to the panel on The View.
Fair. Yeah. There's I hear what you're saying. But she's more a reason why women shouldn't be allowed to run for office rather than be able to vote.
I can see both sides. I say we just do both. No offense, ladies, but you guys get that rap.
Are you worried about if too many people get onto the island of Guam that it could capsize?
I still can't believe he said that.
I am so happy that happened in the video age, and this isn't, like an 1870s argument that's all written. This motherfucker said that, and it's on video, and it's one of the most amazing moments in American history.
It really is, because if that had only been transcribed for like the next 200 years, people would be debating if that actually happened or if somebody was being hyperbolic or it was some sort of propaganda thing. No, we have this dumbass saying this.
Yeah, they tried to play it off that he meant the economy would capsize. No, he is quite clearly talking about the entire island flipping over.
Yes.
Seppers asked, who said that? That was Representative Hank Johnson from Georgia.
Yeah. Look, Georgia, this is not helping the image of the South. You know how the image back in the 70s and 80s was everybody in the South is dumb?
Yeah.
You know, mostly due to like Dukes of Hazzard and stuff like that. This is not helping you guys get rid of that image at all. He's helping to perpetuate stereotypes.
Now I need to see that video. It's all, you can find it easily on YouTube. Chances are, if you type in Hank Johnson, it's going to come up. But just look up Hank Johnson Guam, and I promise you'll find it. I would put it on the screen, but the audio on it is really shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, look it up and realize that this man has been reelected like 5 or 10 times since then. He said that as a sitting member of Congress and got reelected repeatedly. How bad are the Republicans in that district that you can't beat the guy who thinks islands can flip over?
Yeah. Hold on. I got the clip here. I'll drop it in chat for everybody.
It's
There you go.
There you go. It is that is not a joke. Since 2007, there you go. So almost 20 years of this man being reelected after suggesting an island can flip over if too many people are on it.
Yeah.
That's Democrats, man. I defy anyone to find a Republican saying something dumber than that. And look, I know Republicans have said dumb shit. Find a Democrat saying something dumber than a island can flip over.
You're kind of hard pressed to find a clip that's stupider than that. I mean, if he was like 6 years old, you wouldn't have a problem with it. But he's a grown man who's in middle aged when he says this. Like, what is wrong with you?
And that poor general that he was asking that question to.
Oh, dude, like, the look of defeat on that man's face is just heartbreaking. It's like finding out you got to put your dog down.
Was it a general or an admiral? I forget.
I don't remember, but the complete look of like depression on that person's face. That poor man.
Yeah, it's just so sad.
Acquiescing and enabling the behavior of bullies. So it ends today.
So
If I could just add to something Alexandria said.
Go ahead, Senator.
This is the cynicism of the Speaker of the House. Mm-hmm. Where are your Republican colleagues tonight? They're back here in Washington negotiating?
That's an excellent question, Bernie.
Again, it's already been passed by the House. It's in the Senate's hands right now.
No, it's the Republicans. You don't understand. It's always the Republicans. They're the worstest ever. They're the most vile. They did it.
Yeah, the House has already done their job. Yeah, Congress did their job. The House has done their job. It is in the Senate's hands right now.
Right now, House Democrats are in Washington, D.C. Senate Democrats are in Washington, D.C. Even Senate Republicans, I believe, are still in Washington, D.C. The only people who are not in Washington, D.C. are the over 200 elected Republicans in the House of Representatives, because
who have already voted on this.
Yeah.
Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, refuses to call the House in session. He refuses to also seat Adelita Grijalva because they want to prevent the 218th signature on release of the Epstein files as well.
Okay, let's talk about that. One, Johnson has already said he will seat her. He's not seating her because the House is not in session right now. They're waiting. The government shut down, y'all. Remember? But this is a talking point that the Democrats are using, and some of you dumbass Republicans are going to be helping them with this, is that they're just trying to prevent the release of the Epstein files. She's won her district. Soon as the shutdown is over, she gets put in. There's your 218 vote to there. It's not actually to release the Epstein files. It's to have a vote to release the Epstein files.
They're not going to release anything. Come on. We all know that.
It doesn't matter, because the point being, Joe Biden could have released the Epstein files with the swipe of the auto pen for 4 fucking years, and not a single goddamn Democrat asked for that to happen. But now that they think they can embarrass Trump, they're like, they're just trying to hide the Epstein files. Well, what were you fuckers doing for the last, when was Epstein jailed? Was that 2019?
The last time? I think so, yeah.
Where were you during all of this? But suddenly it's the most important thing ever.
Yeah, it's a lazy gotcha.
Bullwinkle, thank you. When you ask the AI the most intelligent Democrat, you get Pete Buttigieg. Really? Is that just because he has shut the fuck up and gone away?
I mean, that's not unfair in that case.
Yeah. The Democrats don't give a rat's ass about the Epstein files. I don't know why. The only reason that they're doing it now, though, is because they think this is a win. Like, look, he's protecting pedophiles. Well, what'd you guys do for the last 4 years? Because you sure as hell weren't calling for this. And Shoe-on-Head still stomps for Bernie Sanders. Look, she's naive because she still believes in communism. You can't fix everything about a woman, then. Sometimes it's a stray pube. Sometimes it's like in communism. I don't know what to tell you.
Can I ask you on that? Because Speaker Johnson was asked about that today, and he said it has nothing to do with that. It's so she can have all the pomp and circumstance that is afforded to most members when they're sworn in. He
actually said that a few days before this too. And I don't know what AOC's answer is going to be, but I have a guess, because the media's already done the hard work for them here, Jack. And hey, there were a couple of Republicans who got sworn in when there wasn't a regular order going on. Which is true, Jack. Mm-hmm. But this was a case where their family had already come out to D.C. for the big ceremony. And so like, all right, fuck it. We'll just do it real fast. And that's what they did. Because typically the pomp and this is not a joke. When somebody wins a special election, they have a big deal about it. The whole house gets together to clap for them. And these guys are treating it like, no, that never happens. He just doesn't want the Epstein files to come out. Well, he would have to find a way to block her from ever getting seated. The House isn't in session right now. Putting her in there, you still can't take that vote to get your 218 votes. It's a retarded fucking talking point. And if I'm Johnson, I'm like, fuck it, fine, we'll do it. Broom closet now. Zephyrus, thank you. The Epstein files are just the jingle keys. Yes. It's a rodeo clown. It's all it is. And look, I know there are tons of us who've been like, let's see the Epstein files. Let's see the Epstein files. Not one of those people has been a Democrat. Not one. Get fucked with that nonsense. And for all of you out there, like, I want to see him. By all means, keep pushing for it. But don't cheer on Democrats who are using you've made yourself a useful idiot for these people. Be like, let's see the Epstein files, but fuck the Democrats for using this as a political issue because they don't care. Say the whole sentence.
You don't believe that?
No, Mike Johnson has sworn in several members, Republican members, in pro forma sessions. He understands that the importance of this country, the importance of representation is not about pomp and circumstance. And in fact, it's not just.
No, but the swearing in, it's not a joke that they make a big deal out of this. It's actually kind of gross that they do. But again, fuck it. Johnson, swear her in. Do it over the phone. Give it to them. They're so convinced of this. Because again, guys, the House isn't in session. Swearing her in doesn't magically make it so they get this vote for the Epstein files. That still won't happen until after the government is reopened.
You, sir, are full of hate facts this evening.
I know. I pay way too much attention to reality, and I got to stop doing that shit. It makes watching politics kind of hard. I'm not going to lie. You know, you've mentioned that you worry about my heart from my pain and overdoing stuff.
Yeah.
You never do that when I'm watching politics and I'm having to deal with retards, which causes way more stress on my heart.
I mean, that's fair and all, but if you die on air, all the donations go to me then?
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I'm going to be super sad because I'm going to be unemployed for sure then. So, no offense.
You're
but
unemployed now.
Look, your hate facts have no place here.
We are
Give
both,
me money.
look, just because we're doing the hardest job doesn't mean we're employed.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
I was reminded that brutally today, by the way. My brother-in-law came over, and he is a very blunt human being. And I said, there's a pile of stuff that my parents had that I was sorting through. And he's like, oh, yeah, I see you didn't bother to get a job to do this. I was like, wow, dick, thanks. You're not wrong, but it's an asshole thing to say.
I have to be careful with my wife because my wife's a very sweet person. Even as mean as she is to me, it's always in jest. And occasionally she'll make some joke at my expense and I'll be like, but I really hurt. And she's like, I am so sorry. I didn't mean that. And I'm like, I know, honey, calm down. You've known me for how long and you're taking me serious right now?
About represent.
Slight non sequitur since we're slightly off topic. I was watching a movie and I saw it's an old movie and I saw a member of the cast of It's Always Sunny on there. And it took me a minute because I'd seen the name in the opening credits. And I was like, that looks familiar. And I saw him and I'm like, where do I know this guy from? And it took me like 15, 20 minutes, halfway through the movie when he first shows up to place who he was. If you had to guess, not a regular or a main cast member, of somebody I saw in an obscure 80s horror film, who would you pick?
One of the McBoyle brothers.
No. Get this. Mac's dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in Hack-A-Lantern.
Huh.
I was like, who is that guy? He looks so familiar. And so I looked up his IMDb page because the name had clicked with me. And I'm like, holy shit, that's Mac's dad. It's just a random weird thing that I didn't recognize him because he looks so much more distinguished now.
I probably would have guessed that if I paid attention to the fact you said 80s.
Yeah. Well, you never know with the McPoyles. So
yeah, they I forget their names, but the blonde one, he was in an episode of House.
Yeah.
So was Waitress. Waitress was in an episode of House.
Oh, that's fucked up. The blonde guy was on a couple of comedy shows in the 90s or early 2000s or something.
Dennis's wife, Glenn Howerton's wife, she was in an episode of Community. She plays
the dead tooth chick?
No. His real life wife. The one who in the Dennis system, that girl that he's Dennising is his real life wife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, good job, Glenn. That's a nice pull. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
To you. Yeah, but she's in every so often I'll see a member of the cast in another thing. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know they acted outside of this.
Right? Have you seen that show High Potential with Caitlin Olsen?
I've seen clips of it. I've never seen a whole episode.
It's actually not bad.
All right, guys, back to the commies. Sorry.
Yeah,
we're only 4 minutes into an hour and 19-minute video, so we got to get moving.
It's about the over 700.
Would y'all stop doing that shit? I'm so tired of this shit. You don't do that with African names, so stop doing it with Spanish names.
Yeah, let's face it, African accents are way cooler.
Much cooler.
1,000 people in the state of Arizona, veterans, seniors.
Do you think they do that on foreign news broadcasts? Like they have their heavy accent and then suddenly they're like Donald Trump.
From what I've seen of like the BBC, they do that a lot with Middle Eastern names. So they're
Yeah, but-
always pandering to a group.
But in those other places, like if you went to Mozambique and you're watching their fucking news, which is a guy with a coconut, do you think he pronounces American names with an American accent?
No, not unless they're making fun of us. Because
Like that
I mean,
John
comedy
Kennedy.
value.
You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah.
Teachers, students who do not have anyone to call in an emergency because their elected representative that has been certified at municipal, state.
I'm sorry. You're calling your representative in an emergency?
Maybe they're double as dispatchers.
The fuck is wrong with Democrats?
Oh, Representative, the social worker dispatch said is gone. They're dead. Can you help it? Don't worry. The House of Representatives is here for you.
Jesus Christ.
They are so up their own ass.
The federal level, with federal acknowledgement, he refuses to seat a duly elected official here in the House of Representatives.
So we have a lot of questions.
He hasn't refused to seat her. He's refused to seat her till the government shutdown is over. At least say the whole thing.
What,
At least just be honest about it, for fuck's sake.
No, that's not going to happen. You expect
Questions
communists to be honest? Seriously?
No, yeah, you're right.
Right, for people who are here in Washington, and Representative Ocasio-Cortez, this first question is for you.
She didn't do it right. She said Representative Ocasio-Cortez. It's Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah. Oh, geez, Caitlin.
You fucking racist.
Yeah, you bigot. You anti-Puerto Rican bigot.
Oh, that is another great part of the Steven Crowder at the barbershop thing, is when they're all agreeing that liberal white women suck.
I mean, yeah,
The-
it's that pumpkin spice latte.
The black guys are a little too happy about Steven saying that. Well, and let's be honest, they have a historical reason to be that way.
Yeah. The phrase Emmett Till tends to come up quite a bit.
Liberal white women been fucking over black guys long before they decided to take it out on the rest of us. Anyhow.
Is Alicia Dulford, who is from Camp Springs, Maryland, and is a TSA officer who's active in her local federal employees union. Thank you so much for being here. What's your question?
Thank you for having me. As the month November approaches, many of us are facing serious hardships as we enter week 3 of the shutdown. Some are at risk of eviction or mortgage default.
You haven't even missed a check yet, and you're at risk of default on your mortgage.
Yeah, that's worrying, dude.
I feel like you might be behind already, even with your paycheck.
Yeah, there's clearly a lot more going on. I mean, seriously, if you're living that paycheck to paycheck on a government,
is Jack gone or is it me? Because I haven't blinked out yet.
I can hear you.
Jack,
Is it me?
Jack, is this one of those times where you can hear me and I can't hear you?
Yeah, probably.
Hi guys, it's you, Monk. Okay, so it's Jack. We lost Jack there. I don't know where he's at.
I don't know.
I hear
I'm
Jack.
right here.
Okay, so yeah, it was one of those times where it just decided we couldn't hear each other.
Yeah, we weren't allowed talking too much sense.
Huh. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. Yeah, because normally when you cut out in the middle of talking and it's me, my screen goes blank. It's how I know it happened.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here waiting and like, nope, nothing's happening. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, just saying, if you are worried about mortgage default and you haven't even missed a check yet, you have much bigger problems.
Yeah, you're not good with your money, and
yeah,
you're working for the government and you're that close on your paycheck. There's some other problem at play here.
Mm-hmm.
And local rental companies and lenders have become silent or refused to work with employees presenting DHS debt letters. What protections or emergency
DHS debt letters? Fuck is a What is that?
When you get government furlough, they give you a letter saying that you're temporarily unemployed till the shutdown's
Shut up.
over.
Okay.
I've heard of these. I've never actually seen one, but I know a few people that work for the government. They've gotten something similar.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's probably a real thing.
I am curious because look, if you have a good tenant and they pay on time normally, and they show up and they're like, "Hey, I got this letter that says I'm not going to get paid for a little while. As soon as they pay me, we'll get this taken." I can't imagine too many landlords going, "Fuck you." Now, if you're a bad tenant who doesn't pay on time, I could see them going, "Not really my problem."
Yeah, same with the money lenders. If you're really bad at repaying on time, a lot of those cash advance places won't give you money anymore.
Yeah.
And they will they talk to each other. So they will call up a competitor and say, this person's a high risk, because that's just good business for them.
Yeah, don't be going to those places anyway. They're ridiculous. Bullwinkle, thank you. Wait, is the government paying mortgages? No, but neither are their workers.
Actions can be taken to prevent these workers and their families from losing their homes during this time?
Well, thank you so much for your question.
I'm sure that this woman wrote this question. She was sitting at home and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna let you ask AOC and Bernie a question," and she went, "I know. I'm gonna ask about theoretical people not paying their mortgages." CNN, you do realize we all know your town halls are fake, right? That you guys write those questions and have random, I'm using such big air quotes here, random people ask them. Right.
They're better than us, Monkey.
Okay, AOC, you already knew the question was coming, so what's your answer on this?
And particularly as a TSA employee, I represent LaGuardia Airport, and so yes. I know very, very well all the hard work that you all do and put in, and
yes, ma'am.
And you all deserve.
You know the hard work that they do because there's an airport in your district.
I mean, yeah. Look, I know people that work for TSA, and most of them are failed wannabe cops that could pass the psych test.
You don't even know what her job is in TSA.
A ball fondler.
She could be a paper pusher at the TSA.
No, they're all ball fondlers. I'm pretty sure that's science. If anybody works in the TSA in chat, not you, obviously, but this lady looks like she likes to cup a good crotch.
When I worked at Walmart, Jack, you can just say, "Hey, I worked at Walmart," and somebody go, "That's a hard job." Well, it depends on what job you had there. If you're a cart pusher in the snow, that's a hard job.
Yeah.
If you were several of our managers, you never got off your fat ass.
That's management most places, dude.
I know how hard you work. I once worked at a bar where I gave blowjobs to guys I couldn't see. It's not relevant. Monkey just likes bringing it up.
Look, glory hole attendee is a difficult job. Your jaw could cramp up.
Hey, there was no glory hole. They just turned off the lights.
They just put a blindfold on her and told her they turned off the lights.
They just turned off the regular lights, turned on the black light, so the room looked like a rave, a black and white rave. All right, let's go.
A dignified work.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. I'd forgive people breaking out the thick accents for foreign names if it was universal.
Yes.
Right? When you say Bernie's name, speak like a character from Fiddler on the Roof. Say Pete Buttigieg with a gay lisp. Say Jasmine Crockett way too loud in a movie theater. That is kind of what she wants to portray, isn't it? Thank you, Frosted. Also, I will be on with Frosted Glass on the corner tomorrow or Friday. Cool. So heads up on that one.
Isn't today Friday? I
don't know.
Yeah, today's Friday, bro.
Every time I fall asleep, it's a different day.
All right. Fat Alberta's got a question and AOC's going to answer.
She looks like she's about to break into some kind of soul song, and AOC's like, I don't know what's going on.
She does kind of look like she's auditioning for like America's Got Talent or some shit.
Yeah, like she's gonna bust into some gospel, and
Yeah.
AOC just looks like she's confused as to what's happening every time.
For the record, I'd be way more entertained if she did break into some gospel. I'm not
Fair.
religious, but I do like a nice gospel song, man. Well done.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of non-religious people love Christmas music too. So
Deserve a safe workplace, and you deserve the paycheck that you are working for. What I believe the best thing that we can do is to reopen the government right now and to ensure and
Tell Bernie to go vote yes, bitch.
yeah,
There's a senator who's holding everything up, sitting right next to you.
to also call on our representatives and put pressure on individuals like the Speaker of the House to actually pick up the phone. The problem here is not that there is is not even that there's a disagreement. It's that the Speaker of the House and the Trump administration refuses to even have a negotiation.
didn't they do
Why?
all that already?
Why do they always skip over Thune? He's in charge of the Senate. This is where it's at right now. Why do you guys keep going to Johnson?
Because Thune sounds a lot like somebody that Conan would be fighting.
They refuse to even pick up the phone and talk about
If I was Mike Johnson, I would pick up a phone and take a picture of it and send it to this bitch.
Right?
this. And so I do not want us to start to agree with what Mike Johnson is saying.
Lady, you just said there is no disagreement. There's no disagreement. I don't want us to agree. She's retarded, man. Oh, fuck. Okay.
And to have them preview for us and normalize the idea that everyone's just going to miss a paycheck, that a million.
Nobody's going to miss a paycheck. Every time this happens, back pay is given. Stop it. It might be delayed, Jack. But these are the Democrats who got pissed off because Democrats came out and said, they're not going to pay our military. And Trump said, pay the military. And like, he can't pay the military.
Yeah, he actually shuffled money around just to pay the military. So
they were like, this is illegal. It's actually not. It's well with it. This was decided way back in the first Trump administration when they moved funds around for the wall. The Supreme Court heard this. This is money that had already been approved to be spent. It was supposed to be spent for like research and development and all that kind of shit. And the president has the ability to go, no, direct it over here instead. Get fucked, you lying whore.
And federal workers are just going to go without that, and to just warn that in advance and to have us accept that. This is not acceptable. This is not normal. And
tell the asshat to your right, because he's holding up their paycheck.
what is normal is for us to negotiate. When one party wants the votes of another party, you negotiate, you come to a compromise, and you pass a bill.
Theoretically, yes. But has that been how the Democrats have handled shutdowns?
no, it's mostly extortionist tactics.
Yep. Don't make me bring up Obamacare shutdown again, lady. 3 times the Republicans came to them, and each time they were like, okay, we just want this. No, we just want this. And that during that shutdown is the one where Harry Reid, the Democrat leader of the Senate at the time, was like, they're keeping cancer money from kids. And the Republicans were like, quick, let's pass a thing to make sure these cancer kids get their money. And Harry Reid was like, fuck those cancer kids. We're not voting on that. That is a real thing that happened.
Yep. Harry Reid was a real piece of shit.
He absolutely was. The Democrats have never negotiated in good faith during any of these shutdowns. And now that they're in the minority when this shit is happening, when they don't have the media control that they used to have, suddenly it's like, you have to negotiate and give us what we want. Fuck you. You're trying to hold Republicans ransom. They absolutely are. And look, it is well within their power to do so. These are the rules of the Senate. But be honest about who's doing it. Every vote that has been taken, the Republicans have voted to open the government up, to pay for it. And unlike a lot of these shutdowns that happen, I mean, there have been many of them where like, yeah, shut that fucker down. You're spending too much money. This isn't Rand Paul going, hey, we're spending too much money. This is the Democrats going, we're not spending enough.
Yeah.
On a measure that's about not being able to pay our bills.
The irony is just astonishing.
That is Schoolhouse Rock, and that is how things should be.
That's actually not Schoolhouse Rock. One, you're way too young to be using Schoolhouse Rock as a reference. You weren't watching Schoolhouse Rock. Okay, stop it, Fraggle. But that's not it. All this takes is a simple vote, and this little fucking, I almost called him the other F slur, this fucking asshole sitting next to you is part of the problem.
So I thank you for that, and I want to make sure that we, of course, pass a bevy of federal protections for workers, but we don't want them to be necessary in the first place.
Yeah, and Senator Sanders, on that front, on government shutdowns before, obviously you've said before that you believe shutting down the government is a serious and dangerous action. You said that we must do everything possible to prevent it. What would you?
Everything possible. Again, that only matters when it's Democrats getting their way.
Say to people who are missing their paychecks about why it's worth it now?
Well, let me just, first of all, thank you very much for your service. And we're going to do everything.
Thank you for your service. She's a TSA agent, all right?
Thank you for that ball juggling you gave me.
I'm going to be just dead ass with you. I've said since September 11th that the reaction we had was a massive overreaction.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Bullwinkle. They want 1.5 trillion to reopen. Yeah, they got to spend more money because we didn't have enough to pay our bills. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about.
Communists never cut programs.
No.
They only want to spend more money. If they do cut a program, it's to fund some other program that's going to more than overcompensate for what they just shut down. So, yeah, you can't trust them on that front.
I am so sick of thank you for your service being applied to everything.
Yeah.
That is for our military. I can even kind of get behind it for police and firefighters because these are people who choose to put their lives in danger for us.
Yeah, I mean,
doing it for a glorified ball juggler is fuck you.
I'm of the opinion that we treat a lot of these people like they're Roman centurions coming back from battle.
Right.
And it's unnecessary. Like some dude at the motor pool, I am not going to thank for his service. I'm sorry. He's doing a job the mechanic would be doing back here. So, I mean, yeah, it's great you signed up and all, but nobody drafted you. If you were drafted or you did frontline combat, fine. That's different. But for fuck's sake.
I have no problem with thanking all military folks for their service. I do have a problem with thanking TSA for their service. Get fucked. Like if she wasn't being paid for it, she'd be out there fondling balls just to make sure planes were safe.
Yeah, like I don't thank my doctor for giving me a prostate exam. Thank you for your service. No, that's his fucking job.
Well, there's a difference between thank you and thank you for your service. You know what I mean? Like yeah. When I go to a doctor's appointment, everything's done. I've thanked my doctor. I thanks doc. But I don't go, thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you for your frontline service on examining my prostate. And it's greatly appreciated. Next time you can check my balls.
It's like everything else that they do with language. They've just taken something that meant something and they've applied it to everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's what it's all about, monkey.
All right.
everything we can and move as quickly as we can to make sure you get your paychecks.
Then get off the stage and go to the Senate and vote yes. We'll do everything we can except for what will actually make it work. I will do everything I can that's not actually doing what I can do.
Have you ever known a communist that wants to work?
No, I don't know capitalists who want to work.
Yeah, most people are inherently lazy. So,
Yeah.
But I want to just back up a little bit to discuss how we got to where we are, because I'm not sure everybody knows this.
How about you answer Caitlin's question? Because that was actually a very good question.
And that's why he's dodging it.
Yep, and notice she's not doing like she did with Trump. No, but and maybe she will. I'll hold off judgment for a second. But experience tells me she's not going to push him on it.
What Alexandria was just saying is, in the House, majority rules, they pass the budget. In the Senate, not quite the case. It needs 60 votes, okay?
You're a Jew. How did you fuck that up?
In the Senate, not quite the case. It needs 60.
There is no representation of 60 that is 4 fingers.
I got nothing.
I see why he didn't become an accountant.
Votes, okay? That's been going on for a very long time. And the reason for the 60 votes is to encourage bipartisan negotiations, all right? Republicans have 53 people in their caucus. Democrats, including independents, have 47.
You're not an independent. Stop it.
You got to talk. This time, for the first time in history, what Republicans are saying, yeah, we don't have 60 votes. We're not talking to you, our way or the highway.
You lying piece of shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Obama said when the shutdown was looming? Do you remember what he said? I won.
Yeah.
I won. And they flat refused to negotiate at all.
They don't need to negotiate. They won.
It was literally my way or the highway. And this asshole is going to sit here and pretend this is unprecedented. You lying fucking prick. All right.
And what we are saying, sorry, you got to sit down and talk to us. You got to deal with the healthcare crisis in this country.
Well, and they have both, Republicans have argued that Democrats should reopen the government and then they'll negotiate. Where do you both stand on that prospect?
I don't.
So you're not going to go back and press him on why this one's different, huh?
Did you really think she would?
I was kind of holding out a little bit of hope. I wanted to give her a little bit of, okay, no, I didn't really think so, but
yeah, you're silly.
I wanted to pause and just point out that this is our press, guys.
No, based on their history, they've had months and months. This is not a new thing. Ever since Trump's big, beautiful bill was passed, we knew this was happening. They've refused to negotiate. And anyone thinks that tomorrow they'll suddenly start negotiating, I think is smoking what is illegal in many states.
Okay.
You're funny. Here's the thing about negotiation. You can say no. If somebody, hey, we need to negotiate. I want this. You can go, no. I'm sorry. That's not something I'm willing to give you. Negotiate doesn't mean you get your way.
It does to the Democrats.
Well, and that's the problem with it. And it's what we've seen in all the other shutdowns, because it's always the Republican shutdown. They go back, look at any of the shutdowns that have happened since they started under Clinton, and see how many times the press blamed Democrats. See how many times they've been like, the Democrats did this.
On that front, let's get
And
to our
should
next
be legal
question
in more.
from the audience. Senator Sanders, this one's for you. This is Jeffrey Katz, who is a tax attorney from Potomac, Maryland, who says he's a Democrat who voted for President Trump in the last election. Jeffrey, what's your question?
I don't believe you.
Senator Sanders, you've said 50,000 people could die from ACA subsidy cuts. But right now, 1.4 million federal workers aren't getting paid. How do you justify choosing a fight over subsidies that might help people in the future over workers who are definitely suffering today?
You are talking to, along with Alexandria, one of the strongest pro-worker members of the United States Congress. So we have got
Nobody gives a shit who he's talking to. He asked you a question. How do you justify theoretical pain for actual pain now? Good morning. I turned on the stream to talk of fondling balls. I dare say you might be a little bit behind.
a fight
That's just good
with federal
timing.
workers. And by the way, in terms of the AFTRA union, you are aware that our friend in the White House basically, in an unprecedented way, decided he wasn't going to have that union anymore, et cetera, et cetera.
There should not be any public union. Sorry.
Correct.
Government workers in union, no, that should not exist. Frankly, regular unions shouldn't exist. They're just mob fronts anyway.
Yeah.
going to fight for federal employees. But what you just said about 50,000 people dying a year, this is based on studies done from the University of Pennsylvania and Yale. You take 15 million people off of their health care, by and large, low-income and working-class people. What do you think is going to happen to them? They don't go to a doctor. They have chronic problems. They will die. So this issue, and by the way, if I may, it's not only about health care. You know why we are in the situation we are today? Why do you think Trump and his friends made massive cuts to Medicare?
Are you actually going to address the question at all?
What are you, high?
The question was, how do you justify putting people, and look, I don't think people are in pain yet. I could see, not being able to buy groceries. That's going to suck. But the first lady and my mortgage is underwater. That's not just from one paycheck, lady. But you are going to make it so these people don't get paid for a while. How do you justify that for some shit that might happen in the future? That's the question.
Let me tell you about what Trump did. He grabbed him by the pussy, you see? And when you grab him by the pussy, people die.
But that wasn't my question.
People are going to die. Do you understand that? We had this thing that has never once gotten the statistics right, and they said it. And I'm going to repeat it like it's fact.
I hate these people.
As you should.
And are forcing us to double premiums for the ACA. They gave the 1% in this.
Wait, you're doubling premiums for the ACA? I thought it was quadrupled.
That was earlier. It's come down a little bit. It's like the price of gold.
Man, those Republicans are good. They have that shit without Bernie even being on the phone.
Yeah. It's a shifting market front. See,
This country $1 trillion in tax breaks. $1 trillion in tax breaks at a time when we have more income and wealth inequality than any time in the history of this country.
The $1 trillion in tax breaks, this is extending tax cuts that are already in place. They're not adding new ones.
oh, there's some stars on the blue background over there.
Yes, but I'm wondering why there's ones on the red background. These should both be blue. On the American flag, they're in blue.
Stop noticing things. It's subtle commie propaganda.
I know what it is.
Dark Brandon's gonna crawl out of there like the kid from The Ring.
So I am not going to sit back and say, yeah, we're going to let 50,000 people die so that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and other multi-billionaires can get a tax break.
But can I ask you in terms?
But you are going to let people who won't be able to buy food next week die of starvation so that they can get that tax break.
He is a communist monkey, so yeah, he doesn't care about the dirty poor.
Where is the Democrat plan?
Plan?
Yeah.
Oppose the Republicans is the plan.
In terms of negotiations and what's realistic for the subsidies, which expire at the end of December. Obviously, open enrollment starts November 1st. Over in the House, there are 14 House Republicans who have said that they will sign on and they will vote for a 1-year extension of the subsidies. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said he thought that proposal was laughable. Do you think that's laughable, or is that something?
We'll take care of this for another year so we can work on it. That's laughable. These aren't serious people.
No, they don't give a shit. It's not about what they're claiming. It's about getting more free shit and making the Republicans look bad. They are totally out of touch.
Yeah.
You could get behind.
Yeah, no, let me tell you why it's laughable.
Please.
Because it's cynical.
What?
I can't wait for this. 14 Republicans, which would be enough to pass this in the House, said that they're going to vote for this, and you called it cynical. Jack, before we get into this, I need to run to the restroom so I don't pee myself laughing in a minute. Can you let me get this real fast before I go? Decca, thank you. And there it is, you commie fuck. Wealth inequality. It's not about the money. It's about the redistribution. True. Yeah. This is why I tell you guys that these aren't socialist Democrats. These are just fucking commies.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jack, will you hold it down for a sec?
Yep. Oh, so what's going on, chat? Staying sexy out there? Wish I had something intelligent to say here, but I don't. Been watching a lot of YouTube and movies and reading comics. You know, every day is Saturday when you're unemployed. Trump signed the bipartisan warp speed bill. Imagine if Trump opposed the warp speed bill. Yeah, look, they will find something to bitch about, whether they agree with it or not. Eating breakfast, beans on toast. Oh, that sounds great. Oh, you're British. That's normal for you guys. Yeah, I'm not a big bean person. A lot of my friends are. They're always like, it's healthier. And shut up. I got bacon. Doing what's important. Cool. Quick, go into statistics while he's gone. Yeah, monkey's the statistics one. Yeah, the beans thing, I think you have to kind of grow up with that. Even like the Boston baked beans. I'm just not a bean person. Have you seen the preview for the movie Primate? Yeah, that didn't look too bad. I've seen a couple of interesting movie trailers. That one looked pretty fun. You can put bacon in the beans. It doesn't change the texture of the beans though. You just added bacon flavor. I'm just not a bean person. The cat's bothering me. She wants to chew on my headphones cord. She thinks I'm talking to her a lot of times because she doesn't understand there's an audience here because I got headphones on, so she can't hear monkey. So she's like, "What do you want? Why do you keep talking?" If you put mayo on toast, it keeps it from going soggy so fast. Oh, I didn't know that. Put the beans on a hot dog. I don't like hot dogs either. What?
What was that about mayo on toast?
If you put mayo on the toast, it stops it from getting soggy so fast. We were talking about beans on toast earlier.
Oh, God. Is there a British person in the audience?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's eating breakfast.
Beans on
just
toast.
found a Medium article.
I don't understand.
I'm just not a beans person. You have to grow up with it. It's like, tea or coffee. It's acquired
But
taste.
when you reach the age of reason, you should be like, that's gross, and stop eating it.
Yeah.
All right,
You
she's
get
about.
the
I do.
Yeah. Cat meowing outside the door. No, there's no door. I'm in the kitchen. So she can. She just comes running through here randomly, and she's like, "Why are you talking to nobody, weirdo?"
All right, she's about to explain to us her understanding of cynicism. I don't know if I can take this.
Republicans want to sign on to just a one little extra year of these ACA subsidies. You want to know why? What's happening next year? Midterm elections. They want to extend these subsidies just a year extra so that people don't realize the dupe that they are pulling on everyone, so that they can all realize.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, I was taking a drink right there and almost spit Coca-Cola all over the cat.
Okay, let's say that her understanding of this is true. Whew. This would be a perfect thing for you guys to be like, hey, this is going to end unless you elect us. Right? If it's so popular and it's such a bad thing the Republicans are doing, you guys could literally run on, if you don't elect us, they're going to take away your health care. You guys have used that before, and I wouldn't try it again. But
yeah,
it only does it for a year so that they can. In that case, they could go, we'll do it for 11 months. Because that's November. That gets them through the election, Jack. Oh, God, she's a tard.
Elect themselves and allow those things to expire the moment that they win re-election. And it is time to get politics.
Don't they need to get reelected again after that?
No.
They'll be elected for life next time.
Forever and ever.
All right. 13 months till next November. Yeah, but the reason I said 11 months is because it expires at the end of December. So 11 months would get you through November. Trust me, I wasn't dumb on that one. I'm dumb occasionally, but that time I was right.
Out of what should be a guaranteed universal right in the United States of America, and that is health care. And so I will not accept a measly 1 year acceptance of a measly 1 year extension of the ACA.
Feeling sassy.
Bullwinkle, thank you. As dumb as that was, it was actually kind of aware of reality. You are way more charitable than I am.
Look, AOC could accidentally stumble onto reality. Doesn't mean she's actually aware of it.
But even then, it doesn't accept reality, because the idea that they only need to get through one more election before they can pull this off is retarded, because then they would be held responsible for it in 2028.
Yeah, but we're talking about AOC. By her logic, that is actually like a bit of awareness, because that's as far forward as she can think.
Yeah, I love that she did her head bob without going into her stereotypical black voice. There must be a lot of white people in the audience.
Jasmine Crockett told her to stop.
Oh, fuck.
We need to make sure, and as a member of the party, we put negotiations in the hands of our party's leadership with Hakeem Jeffries.
It should always worry you when commies are talking about the party.
Dude, it worries me whenever communists talk.
Says it's no. And we have to make sure that we are expanding.
I'm sorry.
In the hands of our party's leadership with Hakeem Jeffries. He says it's no.
So you don't vote for yourself. You literally just do whatever Jeffries tells you. So why are you needed?
Yeah, it's well, she's being a good communist. Communists just do what leadership tells them so that they don't get executed in the next wave.
This is the problem with our partisan system, is that this is how it works. It doesn't matter what's actually going on. The speaker says, you're going to vote this way, and they vote that way. With the way our system is run, we don't need Congress. You just need the Speaker of the House and the leader of the Senate, and that's it.
No, you mean the oligarchs?
And we have to make sure that we are expanding and continuing the fight, and not falling for the fine print, not falling.
Wait. How can you make sure of this? If Jeffries tells you yes, then it has to be yes. It doesn't matter what's in the fine print, sweetie. You just told us that you don't actually pay any attention to what's going on. You just do what he tells you to do. We have to make sure of this. You know, if if he tells us it's okay. Get fucked.
For the tricks and not falling for the politics around this.
If I
Did she just say not falling for the politics around this?
Dude, there's a reason I wanted to watch this. It wasn't to just break you, maybe rough you up a little bit, but I knew you'd find it as entertaining as I would.
Oh, God. Commie Crypt Keeper's about to speak again.
could add to what Alexandria was saying, it's not just 15 million people losing their health insurance. And it's not just tens of millions of people seeing a doubling or a tripling in their premiums.
The quadruple has gone away.
That was then, Monkey. That was the past. That was like 5 minutes ago.
I really do want to thank the Republicans for their work on getting that down from quadrupling.
They've been busy for that 5 minutes. It was a lot of work. Mike Johnson made some calls, sent a text message or two, and now we're down to doubling and tripling.
Our healthcare system, and you guys can argue with me if you want, I think our healthcare system is broken. I think it is.
Because of the ACA, you cunt. Oh, shit. 9 minutes more, and I could have got away with saying cunt. Ah! Anyway.
That'll learn you.
I think our healthcare system is broken. You guys made it. You voted for this system, you asshole. This is literally the meme of they fuck it up and then come to rescue you from it.
Yep.
Oh, well, my
God. To be fair, Bernie doesn't want any private health care at all. He wants only government.
Yeah, he wants only a single payer system, not even like Britain, where if you have some money, you can go to a private doctor, the one that exists in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't leave the country to go get you're stuck with this shit. Thomas Sowell, thank you. Don't be fooled by big old socialist titties.
True.
They're meant to hypnotize, then enslave your ass. True. I was not ready for big old socialist titties when I started reading that. And Snooch, thank you. How is beans on toast gross? If you have to ask, you must be British.
Yeah, it's just a cultural thing, man. I wasn't raised with it. I don't really like the texture of beans.
Stop defending it by culture. There is no culture where that should be acceptable. How dare you give them that grace? They eat parsnips, for fuck's sake.
There's not a lot of food options on an island. So
this is 2025. They can Amazon some ranch dressing. I've done it.
Can they? Are they allowed?
Yes.
Is that permissible? Or is that some?
I actually sent Irate Bear a bottle of Hidden Valley Ranch.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. I mean,
sorry.
look, maybe you got to smuggle it in. I guess I don't know.
Snooch, thank you. Also, why would we take any notice of your opinions on food when you consider cereal soup? Because I'm right about that. I'm just saying, what flavor are the beans? Look, when the best thing about beans is the dog in the commercial, there's a problem. I like baked beans. I just don't think they belong on toast because that's fucking weird.
Look, I can understand the combination. I'm not a bean person.
I am a bean person, and you don't eat beans on toast for breakfast. It's probably why your country smells like that. You guys are eating beans every morning.
Well, maybe that's how they fend off all the Muslims that are trying to rape and murder them.
That's what's attracting them.
Hard on them.
That's what's attracting them. Have you smelled Muslims from the Middle East?
I mean, not gonna argue with that.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, you are. I'm just some hitchhiker you picked up.
It's not my fault they don't wash their ass.
Well, they wipe with their hands a lot, so.
And I think it's on the verge of collapse. Mm-hmm. And understand that when we talk about
the healthcare system is on the verge of collapse, and it was done intentionally. Obamacare was passed to get single payer passed. Yeah. The whole purpose of it was to make it so that eventually we get single payer.
These massive cuts to healthcare from Trump.
Despite what Obama said after he was caught on camera, he wasn't even caught on camera. He said it publicly that he was in favor of a single payer healthcare system. And then they start pushing Obamacare, and he's like, I don't believe in no single payer healthcare. They're lying bastards. Pay no attention to me saying it out loud.
Yeah, well, he said that sort of thing quite a lot. Obama was one of the great liars of our generation.
Mm-hmm.
And the media, if they hadn't been propping him up so much, he would have been a failed president.
Absolutely. If they would have covered him even fairly, I'm not even saying cover him like they do with Trump, which is entirely unfair, or even Bush, which was entirely unfair. They love him now, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, they love them some. They love them some W. But just actually covered him fair, he would have been a failed president. He wouldn't have got elected, honestly.
Well, he definitely wouldn't have got reelected if they had been fair in their coverage.
Yeah.
Trump and his friends. You're talking about cuts to nursing homes. You're talking about cuts to rural hospitals. You're talking about cuts to community health centers where 32 million people get their primary care. This system is on the verge of collapse. Mm-hmm. And I would hope that everybody in this room and everybody in America ask themselves a very simple question.
Okay.
Why is the United States, the richest country in the history of the world, the only major nation not to guarantee health care to all people as a human right?
Because we pay for their military. We talked about this yesterday. I mean, the only reason those guys can do it is because they don't have to defend themselves from each other.
Yeah. Yeah, we're there to keep the peace, and our military budget is so high because we are the world's policemen, and we're keeping everybody from murdering each other so we don't have another World War II.
Can I also point out, he's saying this, look at that stiff upper lip he's giving us there. You're saying this when you're on this commie tour because the government is shut down because we can't pay our bills now. Why aren't we spending even more money on the healthcare that we can't afford already? That is one of the dumbest goddamn things I've heard you say. And I've made fun of you for the breadlines thing.
Yeah, look, when you've never had a job, and you, especially like a management job where you actually have to account for things, money's fungible and nebulous. He doesn't understand how economies work because he's a communist and he's never had a private sector job.
Name a country that spends as much on their annual budget as we do. I'll wait. And we can't afford what we're already paying. We can't afford the bills we already have. That's why you guys are sitting up here instead of voting in Congress right now. My country, the NHS, is on the verge of collapse. No. If you just guarantee healthcare to everybody, all your problems go away.
Yeah, look, all the time you spend in waiting rooms or in ambulances outside of the waiting room trying to get in, the 6 months you have to wait to get an MRI. That's just a human right. Yeah, and that's the best it should be.
By the way, America already has a system where if you need emergency care, they have to treat you whether you can pay for it or not.
Yeah, and a lot of times the hospitals are allowed to write it off.
So can I ask, if a one-year extension you say is measly and doesn't cut it, what exactly do you want to see? What would you vote for?
Well, again, negotiations are all about a back and forth. And
this is a simple question. What is your red line? What is your deal breaker? Christ, I hate politicians. Fuck, I hate politicians.
As you should.
This is why I like people like Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of fucked up question he's given. He will answer that question. He'll even tell you, you're probably not going to like this answer, but here it is. And all of these fucking Washington people, and yes, even Republicans, instead of just answering the goddamn question, have to give you some bullshit nonsense. Well, negotiate. Let me explain what negotiate. We know what negotiating is, you fucking retard. Who old enough to watch this doesn't know what negotiating is?
Well, they assume that you're stupid because they're smarter than all of us.
Let me explain. Negotiation, it's got like 5 syllables, so you're probably too stupid to understand it. By the way, have you had any of your drinkable air today? Jesus Christ.
Idea of accepting something for nothing, I don't think is something that we're prepared to do. And by that,
you don't get to make that decision. Jeffrey should really be here. You shouldn't be answering any of these questions. You told us you don't get an opinion on this.
I mean, that requires Mike Johnson saying what he's willing to do and engaging in those negotiations with Hakeem Jeffries. And so this is a team sport. This is about making sure that we're all can come to something that we can agree with. So,
she asked you what you would support. Oh
well,
my
leave
God.
it to a commie to dodge and weave like that.
And her answer, she does actually give a true answer there without just saying it. Whatever Jeffries tells me, I will accept, because that's the honest answer there.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She has 1 year is not enough. I guarantee you that if they come to a deal where they will extend that for 1 year, she'll vote for it if she's told to. After she just said it was cynical and that it is laughable.
No, I think we know what we will not accept. And
that's what she asked you. Oh my God. What won't you accept? Blah, 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 blah. I think we know what we won't accept. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what I was expecting coming into this.
I mean, I don't either.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
This
is about the level of entertainment I expected, though.
Right.
ACA premiums to skyrocket on the American people. What we will not accept is the doubling of these premiums. And what we will not accept is allowing the...
Will you accept the tripling and the quadrupling, or just not the doubling? What if it's double minus $1?
No.
Teetering of this system to collapse right before everyone's eyes.
Okay, so you won't accept 1 year. I know, Senator, you've said that you believe they should be permanent, but in terms of what actually happens next year, what do you need to see for the government to be reopened? Can you walk me through what that looks like?
I have a radical idea. You ready for a radical idea? Let's do what the American people want. Do a poll, CNN. Ask people how many think it's a great idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1% and decimate the American healthcare system.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always a good poll to be like, who wants free shit?
Yeah. Hey, Caitlin, let's give the people what they want. Do a poll and ask the American people how many of them want us to give them $1 million. Just ask them. It's what they want. This is such performative bullshit.
Yeah.
Ask him if it's right to give $1 trillion tax cut. The tax cut's already in place. It has nothing to do with the premiums getting subsidized. Get fucked, you lying commie.
And if you do not have a strong majority of Republicans, Democrats, and independents saying that is crazy, I will be surprised. Let's do what the American people want. And at the very least, as we continue the fight,
let's ask the American people if they want commies in their government. Let's ask. And if they don't, you have to go away, you fucking old commie shitbag. And AOC has to go get the job she deserves as a greeter at Walmart. I love the greeters at our local Walmart now. Because when I worked there, we had a retarded guy, and it was great when you come in the store. He was so happy to see you. He treated everybody like they were his best friend. And now it's a fat chick who's like, hi, It's wonderful. She hates her job, and I fucking love it.
She's struggle breathing every time she says hi. Like, hi.
I've had to door greet before. When I was a cashier, they were short a door greeter and like, who wants to do it? And everybody's like, I don't want to do that. That's boring. I had so much fun as a door greeter. I would do that shit right now. I get paid to stand here and just say hi to people. That actually is one of the easiest jobs.
Yeah.
For a Medicare for All single-payer system, we're going to protect people today from losing their health care or from seeing their premiums skyrocket, seeing nursing homes, community health centers.
I tell you what, Bernie, I'll take you up on your poll, but we have to be honest about the poll. We asked people, hey, monkey you can't stand. When I worked there, you could use a stool, so I was doing it with the stool. Anyway.
Not poop, a thing you sit on.
We're going to ask them if they want universal health care. But we're also going to tell them if you have a medical emergency, there's a 50-50 chance you won't be able to get into the doctor. And let's see how many of them go for that.
Yeah.
You think getting rid of this subsidy is going to kill 50,000 a year? Do you know how many are going to die from not getting treatment by government doctors who don't give a fuck or overworked and underpaid?
Yeah, it tends to make one not want to do their job.
I'm not going to bring up the story of my mom again, but let me just tell you, I've had experience and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
The first time I went to a civilian doctor, we get into the waiting room and I was shocked because they called my name to go see the doctor within 5 minutes. I was like, I'm not ready. Because
I haven't finished my highlights.
As a Navy brat, we used to go to the doctor and you would sit there and this is for an appointment. Yeah. And you'd be there for at least 45 minutes before the doctor could see you.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, that VA is so fucked up.
And God forbid you need a prescription filled. It was an all-day event to go to a fucking doctor. But don't worry. I mean, we didn't have to pay for a dime of it. It was part of my dad's pay package as a military member.
Yeah, but when it sucks, is it worth it? I mean,
VA always took care of me. For the record, this wasn't VA. This was just normal military doctors and occasionally going to a civilian doctor. Not very often, Jack. And Champ is picking it up. But yeah, this was just government-run healthcare. That's what military doctors are. It's government-run healthcare. And it's kind of like finding a public school teacher who cares. Finding a doctor who cares is 1 in a million. They're getting paid either way. There's no spring in their step. They're just serving out their time until they can go pro.
Yeah.
That's
not a lot of motivation to try.
No.
But let's say that the White House and Republican leaders say that they will extend these subsidies. It's not clear how long, because you say 1 year is not enough. They haven't even really put that forward yet. I think the question is, does that need to be enshrined into law? What does that need to look like before you would vote to reopen the government? Or is a commitment from the White House and Republicans enough?
No doubt.
I mean,
Mr. President, is a very honest man. And if he says something, man, you could take it to the bank.
So you're saying his word is not enough?
Bankruptcy court.
His word? No.
Caitlin, that's a stupid question. AOC was very honest with you just a moment ago and said that whatever Jeffrey says goes. I don't know why you're still asking questions about that. AOC has no standards here.
So what do you need to see? What commitments from?
I think we need to see ink on paper. I think we need to see legislation. I think we need to see votes. And I think we need to see these things pass on the floor of the House and the Senate and signed by President Trump. I don't accept IOUs. I don't accept pinky promises. That's not the business that I'm in.
Okay, so you need a signature from President Trump
Absolutely.
in order to vote to reopen the government.
Correct.
Okay, Senator Sanders.
Okay. I want to explain Schoolhouse Rock to Miss AOC here for a second, because Caitlin just said you need a signature from Trump before you'll reopen the government.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's not. The House passes a bill, the Senate ratifies the bill, and then the president signs the bill. The signing would be the reopening of the government. You can't get to the signature before you reopen the government, you fucking dimwit. What Schoolhouse Rock was she? Did she watch School of Rock and mistake it?
Yes.
We've got another question. This one's for you. This is Logan Carey, who is a student at American University, who's a member of College Republicans and has volunteered for Republican campaigns. Thank you for being here, Logan. You're from Green, Maine. What's your question for the senator?
Thank you. Senator Sanders,
if you're not going to button your top button, don't wear a tie. You look slovenly.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you've been somewhere and you've been wearing it the whole time. It's like 4 hours into it and you loosen the collar and loosen it. You're starting off this way, Tubby.
That does make me think he might be a fake Republican, like a plant, because they wouldn't know how to put a tie on properly. So somebody else had to tie it and then put it on him, and they forgot to button the top button because they don't understand how any of it works.
Right. Fair.
Logan, you're from Green, Maine. What's your question for the senator?
Thank you. Senator Sanders, which specific Republicans leaders do you believe you can work with to pass a CR and reopen the government?
All right, I'm not trying to be mean here, but is he retarded?
He's got that speech impediment, the Elmer Fudd.
Is he a passing Downsy?
I don't think so. I think he's just got a speech impediment.
Like I said, a passing Downsy?
Not everybody with a speech impediment is a Downsy, monkey.
No. Some of them are gay. This one is the specific Downsy sounding one, though. It's a good thing we have a small audience, or we'd be in so much trouble after this one.
Look, that's a great question, Logan. And let me tell you, I can mention a number of them. There are some decent, honest Republicans. And, in American society, we believe.
I could mention them. Okay, do it. Name the ones you can work with, the decent, honest Republicans. Do it.
Believe in democracy. You're a conservative Republican. We disagree. So what? It's called America. We have different points of view. I got to tell you, though, if I may, one of the things that has concerned me very, very much, and is that we are seeing the Republican Party doing less of representing their districts and their states than just swearing allegiance to the President of the United States.
The bombastic cunt sitting next to you just told us she's only going to vote for what Jeffries tells her to do. And you have the balls to be like, Republicans will only do what Trump says. Are you kidding? You guys drove Manchin out because he disagreed with Biden. Are you serious right now?
Sadly, he is.
And Caitlin's not going to bring any of that shit up because our news sucks. Our media sucks.
Why would she want to?
Call them out for this shit. This is why it's so bad. This little motherfucker, his whore to his left just said, let's see, less than 10 minutes ago that whatever Jeffrey says, that's how they vote. We have to as a Democrat, we have to do what the leader tells us to do. What the party. And he has the nerve to pull that they only do what Trump says. And there's going to be personality. There's going to be CNN viewers who watch this and are like, yeah, those damn Republicans, all they do is what they're told by the leader.
The dear leader, some would say.
Oh, fuck.
I never thought that I would say this, but you have somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, you know what? I was elected by my constituents. That's who I am beholden to, not the President of the United States. So there are good.
Marjorie Taylor Greene voted for the big, beautiful bill and the continuing resolution. Why are you bringing her up as your example?
Because she's not a team player, Monkey. She's a rogue element. She's a maverick.
Thank you, Bullwinkle. Democrats will spend more defeating Fetterman than Republicans. Yes, absolutely. But in party politics, the heretic has to go. I mean, say what you want about Liz Cheney, but when it came to voting with Trump, she voted with Trump almost more than any other member of the party. But then she spoke out against Trump. And look, I have no problem with driving that bitch out, but she was one of y'all.
Republicans out there, and if Trump would leave them alone for 5 minutes and not threaten them with a primary, if they stood up and did the right thing, I think we can make progress. I will give you one story.
Well, let me give you one story. You guys said that Trump forced them to kill that horrible immigration bill, and that was going to cause so much more mass illegal immigration. How's that worked out? Maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, Trump isn't completely evil and actually can have good ideas from time to time.
Oh, well, how dare you?
You just held up Marjorie Taylor Greene, who the other day admitted to breaking federal law, as your example of somebody standing up to Trump. I can't. I know too much about all of this shit to watch something like this and not just lose my fucking mind. This is such blatant. Can you think of another time that the Democrats would be like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a stand-up gal?
Next, they're going to compliment Laura Loomer.
Uh,
Tom Tillis, conservative Republican from North Carolina. When we're debating this big, beautiful bill, Tillis looks at the bill, he reads the bill, he says, this is a disaster for North Carolina. I can't vote for it. Literally the next day, Trump was all over social media. The billionaires were all over saying, okay, you're finished. We're going to primary you. And a day later, this guy says, I'm out of here. I'm not running for re-election. All right. That's where we.
And you do realize that the chick sitting next to you got elected because she said the sitting Democrat incumbent wasn't doing enough lefty shit, and they primaried him. This happens in politics. You're not on our side. We're going to get somebody who is. What is the problem there? That's politics, baby. That's literally the system. Fuck. You guys did this to Manchin. That wasn't that long ago.
We are right now. And that is a very serious problem.
You mentioned Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's your colleague over in the House. The way she frames this is she says Democrats created this mess, but Republicans don't have any solutions to fix the healthcare issue either. Is she someone that you could see yourself working with?
On what?
On the healthcare.
That was such
listen,
bitchy way of saying that. On what?
Uh-huh. How about on anything? Anything. And see, that's the problem right there. Look, I put AOC and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I literally call Marjorie Taylor Greene the Republican AOC. But the whole could you work with it? On what? Weren't you guys the ones just talking a second ago about the need to negotiate? And now it's just silly to even consider it. And then donkey teeth came out, man. I wish I'd seen that because I would have. Hang on. There we go. I wish I could make the donkey noise. I used to know a guy who could bray like a donkey, and it sounded so real. Look at them. All of you people who tell me, no, she's hot. Look at that. Imagine she's in the throes of passion, and then donkey teeth come out.
You just hand her a carrot, and everything will be fine. Real quickly, thank you, Evolved Potato. Since Trump was voted in by the whole country, won't following him be more in line with what their constituents want than voting with Jeffries, because he was only voted in by a small part.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes too much sense. We're not allowed to do that.
On the healthcare.
I mean, listen, I think people can talk a good game, but until they actually support policy that helps people.
Until she agrees with me, I can't work with her. Oh my God.
I'm not particularly interested, but if she.
I need somebody to just take any clip of this and take what AOC is saying. Don't change the words at all, but put it in an AI program that'll change her voice to Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy doing the voice from the Nutty Professor of the grandma. Hercules, Hercules.
No, the donkey from Shrek.
He wants to, if she actually wants to support legislation and expanding healthcare, I've worked with plenty of Republicans as well on healthcare.
She is a Republican. You fucking weird. Wow.
She said drinkable air. Come on.
Oh,
standards
God.
for this woman cannot be high.
They're not, and she keeps still not meeting them.
It is impressive how that happens, isn't it?
The bar is on the ground, and she's gone subatomic to stay under it.
I have a bill that I've introduced with Congresswoman Malliotakis, a Republican from New York, on expanding maternal health and reauthorizing the Healthy Start program to help newborns and new moms be able to support their kids. And so
Did you hear what you just said? To help them support their kids. Oh, commies.
In terms of bipartisan
support other people's kids.
How about they're their kids?
Well, they're the state's children, technically. It's like when somebody is talking to, like, my favorite is Judge Judy example. Somebody's up there, they're like, and then she punched me in my face, as opposed to punching you in someone else's face.
Fair. I was looking more at their kids than her wording there. You're right about that. But in their world, that does make sense because they're not their kids. They're everybody's children.
Takes a village, monkey.
Yeah.
in legislation on healthcare, I'm more than open to doing that. But it's not just about talking the talk. We got to walk the walk.
And you would need to see her actually support something that you're behind in terms of legislation on healthcare.
Yeah.
What did I say? I need her to agree with me for me to work with her.
Yep.
So you need her to support something you did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Our next question is for you, Representative. This is a video question. It's from Eric John.
Bernie didn't answer the last one. What Republicans can you work with?
I could name some, but I'm not. Look, Trump told them all what to do.
Johnson, who lives in Hernando, Mississippi. He's an air traffic controller and a father of 4 who is joining us via video tonight. This is his question.
How do I get on one of these?
I can do it via video. Because no matter what they gave me as my question, especially if I'm not the first person, like if I was the fourth questioner, I think is what this guy is. No matter what I was supposed to ask, my question would be, will you answer a single fucking question?
A direct answer?
Yeah.
I've answered all the questions. They're going to lie. They're commies.
Fair.
What do you suggest government workers do for food money when the paychecks stop coming?
I can answer this one for you. You need to go steal tennis shoes.
And cell phones.
That's where the bread is.
Yeah, it's hidden. It's a scavenger hunt. See,
I make myself laugh.
I mean, these are the real questions that we have to be entertaining. And
can you answer it?
No, she's gonna dodge.
The guy earlier, you have these theoretical things that could happen, but people are actually not going to get paychecks next week. How can you put that above it? And
I'm not going to let the people die.
what do you expect us to do for food? That's a really good question. That's the real question.
That's a good question. Moving on.
What's the fucking answer?
Stop asking so many questions. That's the answer.
Jesus, politicians suck. Let's see if she gives. Maybe she'll give an answer. Let's see. Maybe she'll say food banks, churches, charities. There's tons of them out there.
Sure.
As I mentioned earlier, the best and most important solution to this is making sure that we reopen the government, not accept the inevitability of this, and come to a resolution as quickly as possible.
You could have never shut the government down.
But then they would get their way. So here we are at the past.
The continuing resolution just keeps the funding going, the existing funding. And you guys are like, no, we have to change things. It's called a clean bill for a reason, because it is. There's no extra shit being added on. It's just, this is the way things are. We're going to keep them this way. Let's vote for it. And your answer to how am I going to feed my kids is, we got to get this done and not accept any nonsense.
Extending this shutdown would be a choice. Mike Johnson said.
She's not wrong. Extending the shutdown is a choice. But you're the one choose. Exactly, Faithless. You chose it. The Republicans voted to keep the government open. Every time it's come up, they voted to keep the government open. Motherfucker. Does she even hear herself?
I don't think she understands her own words. She just says things and she's like, that sounds smart.
We want to make this the longest shutdown, saying
he didn't say
to prepare
that.
For this being
you lying whore. He didn't say he wants to make it the longest shutdown. He said he could see it becoming the longest shutdown, and actually said one of the longest shutdowns. Him saying he wants it to be
shutdown is going to be what?
Him saying he wants that to happen is so unacceptable. Except he didn't say that. What's her IQ again? Potato. You know what? That's not fair to the potato. Parsnip. I'm going with parsnip. What other nasty shit did the British people eat?
Asparagus.
Why were you guys, seriously, British people, how did y'all come up with so many roots to eat?
Dude, they live on an island with lots of bogs and like rocks and shit.
They're rooting around in the dirt going, maybe I'll find food here.
Yeah, the king was like eating the venison and stuff like that. The poors didn't get any of that stuff. They had to eat whatever nasty shit they could find.
What kind of bark do they eat?
Oak, I assume.
There's got to be some kind of bark that they eat. Anyway,
I don't know. We had a rebellion, so we'd have to keep eating whatever that nasty bark was.
I mean, our poor people gave us things like chitlins and stuff, which is gross, but at least it's animal, right? They weren't rooting around in the dirt going, maybe I'll find food here.
America has a lot more diversity of plant life, though, because the UK is only like the size of Ohio, landmass wise. So you're pretty restricted on what you can get. Plus, you have a multitude of terrain there where a lot of stuff's not going to grow. So if you weren't hunting illegally, you probably didn't eat very well.
Dragon May says we don't eat bark anymore, but you still eat beans on toast, and that is unacceptable.
Look, I am
We
not
want-
saying they shouldn't have a rebellion against their overlords to have better food, but
I love our British folk. I do, but y'all are weird. And the reason your teeth look like that is because your ancestors were digging up shit that you're not supposed to eat, boiling it and pretending it was food. Just saying.
that's why they built an empire, dude, so they could go get good food.
So they could, yeah, they're like, we need Mexican food. Make the Americans quick.
Well, that's how we got curry. The British invented that.
British people, do you guys have like Mexican food over there? Do you guys have like Taco Bells and shit? Well, you're British, so it'd be like Taco Bell. It'd
Dude,
be all
their
posh
Taco
sounding.
Bell over there would suck ass, and you know it.
Yeah. But I do wonder, do you guys get that shit? Because if not, you're missing out. You really should have some American Mexican food. It's some of the best in the world.
That grade D horse meat is delicious.
Yeah, that's just wonderful.
Ugh.
To
Well,
make
I'm
this
hungry
the
now.
longest shutdown, saying this to prepare for this being the longest shutdown, that's not leadership. That is abdication.
Telling people to prepare is not leadership.
Prepare
Says it
for a
all.
disaster is not leadership. Go fuck yourself.
Does that not sum up the Democratic Party?
Yeah. Planning for the future is not leadership. How dare just take it hour to hour. Don't
Wow.
panic.
And she is saying this to a guy whose question was, how do you expect us to eat? And her answer is preparing. Preparing, that's not leadership.
No, look, we're going to put you on a nice social credit system so that you could be denied health care, just like in China. And you won't be able to eat because you can't spend any of your own money. So you're going to be a homeless, starving loser with probably gonna sniffle AIDS. Yeah, so good luck.
It's gonna herpa AIDS, thank you.
Whatever.
Of responsibility. It's an abdication to families like his, and a complete abdication of the responsibility that we have to people.
I know it was on her toilet paper this morning.
Yeah, stop teaching her new words, okay? It's not working out for anybody.
I just love that at the bottom of the screen, the Chiron still, it has the question, what should I do for food money? Has she addressed that even a little bit?
I don't think so. I mean, she kind of addressed it when she's like, preparation is not leadership. So that you should print that on a T-shirt for every dumbass communist out there.
Oh my God.
Now, that being said, we do have to make sure that we come together as communities and that we also systemically expand our programming, like the snap cuts that just happened. In addition,
We need to expand the snap cuts. I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. That's why they're taking like soft drinks off of there.
She probably shouldn't be allowed to speak in public.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I just need a short break. I'm still going to be here, but I got to refill my drink.
Okay.
So I might sound like I'm across the room because I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy.
I love Popeye's chicken. Popeye's chicken is delicious.
Yeah,
and sometimes you get dinner and a show.
Dragon Mates just said they have those over in the UK now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good on Popeyes.
Well, they've got ghettos over there, so yeah. Oh,
I
they're
feel
getting
like
Chick-fil-A. Nice.
I feel like there should be a competing chicken place called Bluto's Chicken. You know what I mean? It's big and it wants to hump your girlfriend. I love that that's the whole point of the Popeye cartoons, is that Bluto just really wanted to bang Olive Oil.
Yeah.
And they used to show that to us kids on a regular basis. You couldn't get away with that in a cartoon now.
I mean,
because let's be
cartoons
honest,
were a lot cooler back in the day.
Pluto was rapey.
A little bit, yeah. He was. It was definitely a warning against rapists and kidnappers.
He was straight up kidnapped that woman, and they showed that to kids. Oh my God! Anyhow, toot. Old people got that. Anyway, back to dumbass here who just accidentally said that they need to expand SNAP cuts.
To the $1 trillion in healthcare
Systemically.
cuts as well for families that are under financial duress.
You mentioned what Speaker Johnson has said.
Okay. Oh my God. None of what you just said can be done without reopening the government. The guy wants to know how he can feed his kids with the government shut down. I don't know. I want to believe that our leaders aren't legit retarded, but the more I watch of them, the harder that is to have faith in.
Well, the world's not getting any smarter, dude.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, and she didn't answer that question at all.
No, of course not, because she's a communist. She's going to dodge and weave, give some half-assed answer that sort of sounds moderately intelligent if you're equally stupid, and then say, well, I answered that. That's been asked and answered.
Yeah, Sid, you just asked, have they even answered any question honestly? They haven't even answered any question dishonestly. They've given answers, but they don't address the questions at all.
No, these are all roundabout questions. They head toward the point and veer off to one side and go right around it.
Blue-eyed, have fun at work. I hope it's one of those days that passes so quick you don't even realize it's time to go. I used to love those kind of days.
Those are the best days.
You know, they're not, because then you come in the next day and it's like, God, why is time dragging?
Well, I'm unemployed, so they're pretty awesome to me.
That's why I always hated Tuesdays. Everybody hates Mondays. Mondays never bothered me, but Tuesday always was the worst day back at work.
Yeah, because you already got one day down, but you're not even halfway through.
Yep. And it's hump day. Wednesday is when the work week starts to get good. And then, of course, Friday is the day everybody works for. But Tuesdays, man. Tuesdays suck.
Yeah.
About how long this could go on. We've heard from Senator Schumer as well, who said the other day that as long as this shutdown continues, he said, quote, every day gets better for us. Do you think every day, though, gets better for someone like Eric?
No, I mean, it's...
Okay, that is a fair enough question. But there's another great... How come you didn't ask, do you agree it gets better for you? She's making a big deal out of Johnson saying this could be the longest shutdown, could be one of the longest shutdowns ever. And the leader of the Senate Democrats came out and said, every day it goes on, it gets better for us. Which of those two statements is, how do I want to put this, douchier?
At the end of the day, this needs to be as short as possible. We do not want the government to be shut down. We don't.
Schumer seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah, Hakeem Jeffries seems to be enjoying it too.
This is not something that is good for any American. It's not.
Wait, is Chuck Schumer not an American?
I don't know. Well, do they count reptilians? Do we have those as Americans now?
The the Democrats love shutdowns because it is always blamed on Democrats. And that's what Schumer's getting at there. It's great for us when this happens. And she's going to sit here. She just gave you the quote from Schumer, you fucking bimbo. What's another word for a stupid woman? Because I've run out of synonyms.
Twat waffle.
I mean, that's not really that there's lots of dudes that are twat waffles. I mean, there's one sitting right next to her.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right.
Good for the million federal workers that are out there right now. It's not good for the Americans that rely on federal services. It's not good for people who are traveling and can't get through an airport.
It's not good for Americans covered all of these other people. She's
here
just
you go. Floozy.
Floozy. Well, that's more whore, right?
Well, bimbo is kind of a word for whore, so
I don't put bimbos in the whore category. There are whores who are bimbos, and that is a thing. But I know a lot of dumb, uptight women too.
what about hussy? Jezebel?
Again, slut,
Minx?
slut,
Tart? Doxy?
hard.
Mole? Nympho?
No, see, those are all whore. I mean, I don't know what thesaurus. Are you reading the whore's thesaurus?
I'm on thesaurus.com looking up synonyms for bimbo, and that's what came up.
Yeah, they're not. They're. Those are all whore. Bimbo was never really whore. Bimbo was dumb.
A dumb whore.
Eh.
What about blockhead, dimwit, dullard, dunce?
Dimwit, dullard, yes, those are
ignoramus?
actually, those ones are good, yeah.
Yeah, I just looked up dummy. Numbskull, simpleton, oaf.
Yeah, I mean, those aren't gender specific, but they're still, those will work, yeah.
TSA workers are not being paid, so we have to make sure that this is as swift and as short as possible.
Well, and speaking of airports and what air traffic controllers are having to go through, not getting paid, I mean, he's a father of four, so I can't even imagine how that feels. And Senator Sanders, on that front, in a CNN story the other day, there was a senior Democrat aide who told CNN last week that Democrats won't back down on their demands here, short of, quote, planes falling out of the sky.
All right, what can I tell you? That's obviously unacceptable.
What can I tell you? That's obviously unacceptable.
Wow. Is that him or me? It's me. Fuck is going on? Oh, is that him? Oh, okay. My browser froze up, so I wasn't sure which one of us it was because I couldn't switch tabs, so I couldn't check chat because I'm stuck on another tab. Like what these clodpoles were saying is just some of the stupidest nonsense any bumpkin rube hayseed would come up with. There's a bunch of synonyms for him. Of course, he's gone, so I can't share them. But it amazes me how disingenuous politicians are. And it's sad because they blatantly lie to our fucking faces, and they think we're too stupid to fact check anything because most people are kind of lazy and they won't. Oh, so what's going on out here? AI can replace 99% of air traffic controllers until Skynet takes over, Faithless, and then it'll be just a crash festival. Wait, are they trying to blame pilots stalling their aircraft on Trump? Yep. That's democracy. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Hello.
Yeah,
the Starlink is just down for the moment, so I had to switch over to the AT&T. So our feed is going to be a little bit less stable. That's all right.
It's 5 o'clock, so you're lucky you got this far into almost 5:30 before it crapped out on you. Because I always crash that around 5.
That's my bad. But it doesn't always do it. There's like 1 or 2 days where it's like, we'll let him have it this time.
That's because they've gotten so much better with it. I don't know what it is about your location, but the coverage is just spotty. And I still say you should cut those trees down.
Well, the problem is, I mean, the trees don't have any leaves on them right now, so
that doesn't stop them from using their psychic powers to signal their tree commune powers. I think they're on some kind of same wavelength. You know, like dolphins and whales were running into those windmills that were in the water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Sorry, I'm fucking with my phone because my phone is hooked up to that Wi-Fi too, and I'd much prefer to do this on the other service.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I really, really would.
I see how you are. Like, share,
Um,
and subscribe, guys. This is riveting shit we got going on here.
Indeed. Hang on, I'll be right back.
All right. The banana curve. How far into town question evasion hall are we?
There we go.
I think maybe halfway.
No, not even a quarter of, well, yeah, just under a quarter of the way.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're not going to do this whole thing. There's just not time in my day today.
Not
We'll
with
go
that attitude.
We'll go for a little while longer and see what happens. Plant trees, fuck trees, man.
I like trees, just not where they drop things on me. And I hate squirrels, which are tree parasites.
All right, so let's back this up to get this in full context.
Oh, he's
in a
pooping
CNN
right.
story the other day, there was a senior Democratic aide who told CNN last week that Democrats won't back down on their demands here, short of, quote, planes falling out of the sky.
All right, what can I tell you? That's obviously unacceptable. Look, what we are dealing with is an
So what is your line, Bernie? If it's not planes falling out of the sky, what is it? I'm curious.
unprecedented moment in American history. All right. So it's not only a debate about whether or not we can save healthcare for tens and tens of millions of Americans. It's
I thought it was 15 million. That's not tens and tens. This guy's not real good with the numbers, is he?
Not particularly, no. It's not a math episode of CNN.
also a broader issue. And that issue is whether or not we will accept the reality that a handful of very, very wealthy people are now making out like bandits while 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. So I think
By my
what we
book.
are saying,
What the fuck does that have to do with this?
It's got to be class warfare every time.
There's rich people. That's all. You should be mad. There's rich people.
You should be jealous that people make money when you're not. Be jealous. Don't try and work harder to become one of those rich people. No. Just be jealous of them.
He never changes the rhetoric, does he? No, because he's a full-on commie, and commies' main tool is class warfare.
Yeah. And they want everybody equally poor. That's what commies do.
Yeah, the real issue here
for that guy that asked the question is his 4 children might be having to eat like British people and go dig up the yard and hope they find something edible. And you're like,
Did you know Elon Musk has money? Don't pay attention to my millionaire ass.
is that now is the time, not just on healthcare, but all across the spectrum. People can't afford groceries.
all right, 100% tax on everybody that has a net wealth of $1 billion or more. How much of our government will that fund?
Not much. Not for very long.
The government is shut down, homie. And even if you took every dollar of wealth, and we're not talking about, the selling off their stuff causes the stock to crash, therefore each of their shares is worth less. Just at the dollar amount, what is Elon worth? Like a couple $100 billion?
Yeah, it's like 500 billion on paper.
So we'll use the on paper part of it. You don't even reach, as far as I know, $1 trillion of worth. Our last I knew, our budget was $6 trillion, Bernie. So you're not even paying, I'll use your math, a quintent of that It's not a real word. This whole nonsense, this class warfare, this look how much they have that you don't, is just nonsensical. Because even if you took it all away, you couldn't pay for the things you say you're going to pay for. God damn you, lying prick.
The housing crisis is enormous. People paying 40, 50% of their limited incomes for housing. And all the while working class families are struggling to put food on the table, Trump gives his billionaire friends huge tax breaks, and they are getting richer and richer. So what all of this is about is, do the American people come together and demand that we have a government that represents all of us, or just wealthy campaign contributors?
I hate commies.
As you should.
Where has anything like this ever worked, Bernie? Anywhere. Give me the example.
In the land of make-believe.
That is essentially what this whole fight is about. And right now, healthcare is in the middle of it.
The whole fight is about income inequality. Then why have you spent so much time talking about healthcare? That seems odd, really. It's almost like you're trying to get people to believe a lie so you can push your nonsensical commie shit.
What?
Almost.
What? That's crazy talk, monkey. How dare you? To the gulag.
Is it me, or does this audience not seem to be buying it anymore? None of them seem very enthusiastic. They laughed at two stupid jokes.
Yeah, but they haven't done any clapping, really.
No.
There's plenty of times he's paused for clapping, and there wasn't any.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of other issues. I worry very much. You know, and Alexandra and I were on the road talking about this.
Tarding across America.
That we are increasingly becoming an oligarchic form of society.
Fuck off.
The millionaire senator is going across the country warning about us becoming an oligarchic society. Democrats are fucking amazing, dude. They're fucking amazing. Kiss my ass, dude.
Where a very small number of people not only control our economy, but through their campaign contributions have huge influence over both political parties. And if there was ever a time in American history when we have got to stand up and fight for working families, fight to prevent authoritarianism taking place in this country, this is the moment.
But you're saying,
should we fight like hell, Bernie? No, yeah, just me.
it's bigger than just about healthcare.
Healthcare is huge.
Huge.
When 50,000
Did he just pull a Donald Trump?
Yep.
It's huge.
people a year may die because of Trump's cuts, that in itself is huge. But the issue is even broader.
All right, this is going to sound kind of callous, but 50,000 people a year dying is not that big.
That's like just the numbers of auto accidents that kill people.
1% of the population or the normal death toll is, what is that? 25,000, right? Because it's 2.5 million. 10% would be 250,000. 10% of that would be 25. So it would be statistically irrelevant. And I'm not saying people should die. He keeps beating that like it's some huge number. It's really not. 2.5 million people die in the U.S. every year. Rocco, thank you. You got to save one: Hitler, Genghis Khan, or Pol Pot. Probably Genghis Khan, because I don't care about the Chinese. Is that wrong?
Well, I mean, if you saved any of them, they'd all be on trial for war crimes. So,
and the other two were avowed communists. So, I'm sorry, socialists. So fuck them.
Yeah, that's fair. We got enough of them.
Yeah.
Do you have a government?
Genghis Khan isn't causing problems today. The commie nonsense is still an ongoing problem.
That represents you and you, or a government that represents billionaires who want more and more tax breaks and more favors from the government. That's really what the struggle is about.
Senator Sanders, our
How do you feel about the tariffs, sir? Just asking. He's for the workers, right?
The Chinese workers.
He's told us that. He's told us that repeatedly. You lose. And look, man, you can stand with commies. I'm never going to do it.
next question is for you. Nicole Plavitska is here with us tonight. Thank you so much. She's a Democrat and a student at George Washington University from Sunnyvale.
Can we just look at that again? Watch how Caitlin introduces this girl.
Really what the struggle is about.
Senator Sanders, our next question is for you. Nicole Plavitska is here.
Why did she give that weird smile when she said her name? Are you hitting on her?
Maybe.
Because honestly, if you guys switched over to the two of y'all doing it, I might watch.
No, that kid's ugly. Might be her intern or something.
With us tonight. Thank you so much. She's a Democrat and a student at George Washington University from Sunnyvale, California. What's your question?
Oh, he was burping.
Republican.
What's that?
Did you see Bernie was burping right there?
Oh, I missed it.
George Washington University from Sunnyvale, California. What's your question?
I mean, he is old. Gas is part of it. I've learned that.
Yeah. Never trust a fart after 40.
You shouldn't trust a fart ever. That after 40 thing is just to trick 30-year-olds into shitting themselves.
Shh.
If there's anything moving in your butt, be prepared. I'm a good leader.
Wow. Republicans have been appealing to audiences, especially young people like myself, on.
She's no quieter than any of the others have been, but suddenly Bernie's hearing aid isn't working. I'm sorry, things like that I happen to notice. It's Jack's fault. I wasn't looking at Bernie, and then he made me look at him burp.
I didn't tell you to rewind it. I just pointed it out.
But I didn't see it, so I had to see it.
That's fair.
Wow. Republicans have been appealing to audiences, especially young people like myself, online using social media. Why does Republican messaging on social media seem so much more effective than Democratic messaging, and what can we do about it?
Oh, okay. This is actually a good question, and it's something I've addressed many times. Liberal ideas can sound good if you just say them. But if you write them down and examine them at all, they fall apart immediately.
Yeah. It's sort of like the old you can make a battle plan, but that's only good until you engage the enemy.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that a lot of Democratic talking points are high-minded nonsense. It's AOC's morally correct bullshit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fantasy land bullshit.
To reiterate a point, this is the Democrats holding up the government, insisting that we spend more money when we're shut down because we don't have enough money for what we're already spending. We can't cover our bills, and they're like, we need to spend more. And it's easy to sit there and go, we got to make sure everybody has the health care. But when it's in the context of, hey, we can't afford for everybody not having health care, if you put any thought into it, it falls apart immediately. That is why social media works so good for Republicans.
Yeah.
Because Democratic ideas are so easy to tear apart because they're mostly based on communism, which is stupid. Just saying.
It has a track record of not working because it's utopian bullshit.
Yeah. And again, when it comes to utopian nonsense, it sounds good if you just hear it. Put any fucking thought into it and it falls apart every time.
Yeah, because with any fantasy, there's a reality that has to be grounded there. And if you can't implement it without basically destroying everything, it's totally impractical. And communism has always been impractical. It's delusional fantasyland nonsense. It's not possible. So anybody that scrutinizes it, like, look, you're gonna have to steal from everybody, and we're all gonna be dirt poor. So they can't have you talking about that.
Can I also point out that so far, Caitlin has introduced several people as conservatives or a Democrat who voted for Trump. We didn't get, hey, this is a Democrat girl, who clearly is, because her answer is, what can we do? Or her question is, what can we do about it?
Yeah.
What you can do about it is get better ideas. That's the only thing you can do.
Well, that's a great question. I think the Republicans are effective. They have learned a lot about social media. And by the way, it doesn't hurt that their friends own all of the major social media platforms. You know, Bezos.
Fuck off.
What?
Have you seen Twitch, you commie?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Bezos owns Twitter or X. Zuckerberg
Bezos doesn't own X.
Own all of the major social media platforms. You know, Bezos owns Twitter or X.
No, that's Elon.
Yeah. Yeah, Bezos owns Twitch.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Bezos owns Amazon, which owns Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has the premier commie Hassan on it.
Berg owns Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. Mr. Ellison is going to own you pretty soon. I think he's going to take over CNN, not to mention CBS.
CNN's not a social media platform.
No. Also, Zuckerberg is no conservative.
No. But they're friends, you see. They're friends, so they're friends.
How? They censor right-wing ideas all the time over there.
No. They said they like free speech, so they're bad people.
So these guys have, you know, they can use algorithms to help themselves. But to answer your question, look.
Okay, I just want to point out again that I have argued with Grok many times. I had another argument with it about fungibility and Medicaid the other day. Because for the third time, I saw somebody ask whether or not it's true that illegals can't get Medicaid, and it said, nope, it can't. And so I had to argue with it. Just Elon being in control of Twitter could be an issue, Jack. You could go, he's only going to push his own stuff. But for the most part, I'm not saying he's never done it. For the most part, that's not what's going on over there.
Yeah.
All Elon did was be like, no, you guys can have opinions that liberals don't like. That's it.
It gets back to something that I have been talking about, Alexandria, others have been talking about. What does the Democratic Party stand for? And I think
he's not wrong. I mean, he's going to fuck it up here in a second, but he's not wrong that the problem is what the Democratic Party stands for.
Yeah.
That is the issue with why their shit that's so bad on social media.
Messaging becomes easy when you're prepared to stand up and fight the right fights. And what is the right fight? At a time when the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 93%, and the rich are getting richer while working families are struggling, you tell me what the issue is. And the issue is whether you stand with the working class of this country or with wealthy campaign contributors. And we're seeing more and more Democrats around the country, by the way, beginning to understand that.
But
This is, I don't know what Caitlin's about to ask, but this is why you're losing on, you were asked why you're losing on social media and what you can do about it. And you went, class warfare. It's your class warfare isn't working for you, Bernie.
Class warfare has never been a winning issue in the United States because we don't have class stratification. We have upward mobility and downward mobility.
Yep.
So you can become rich pretty easily. Look at some of these big YouTubers. They got rich sitting on their ass talking into a microphone. Anybody could do that, even though it is the hardest job in the world.
I want commies talking because it makes it so easy to push my agenda.
Yeah, and most of them are really dumb.
Yeah. They have a asinine philosophy and they're retarded. It's why they hang on to that shit.
Her question about how you're reaching out to people. The two of you did a video recently that got millions of views explaining the government shutdown, talking about why you think this fight is worth it. Democratic leaders did one, a live stream that only got a couple tens of thousands of views, much less than both of y'all's. Do Democratic leaders need to up their game and how they're reaching people?
This is
just as an example, saying that AOC and Bernie got millions of views doesn't mean a lot when many of us watching along, case in point, are here to laugh at the stupid shit they say.
Yeah.
Is the master of social media. I'll let her answer that.
Well, I think to Bernie's point, we're successful in these mediums when we're clear about what we believe.
We control the narrative.
Hey, being clear about what you believe. What do you think of short guys? What do you think about them short kangs? I'm looking for her clear messaging, Jack. That video, those videos also got millions of views. This woman is so fake. Everything about her is manufactured, including her massive following. That was all done by the press.
And whether in the great diversity of our country, in the very different perspectives that we may have, I know very concretely what I believe. Bernie knows very concretely what he believes, that healthcare is a human right.
Do you believe that people should get money from the government even if they're not, quote, willing to work? Yeah, we're clear in what we believe, but you won't say it. You won't say it. The Green New Deal, this communist manifesto of bullshit. When the actual thing came out, you're like, well, we didn't mean to put that on there. That was just a point we were kicking around. We don't believe that. It was on your list. This is what commies do. They will lie to you about what they believe. And they'll be like, I know what I believe. Yeah, the problem is you won't tell everybody because you know it's not popular.
And that the minimum wage should be a living wage in this country. That public colleges and universities should be tuition free. That no person in this country, in the wealthiest nation in the history of the world, should be too poor to live.
I can't ask how many people die of starvation in the United States each year.
Yeah, it's aside from like being held captive, it's pretty much a rounding error.
Yeah. And it's typically abuse from parents. It's not that they couldn't afford food. Yeah.
There's plenty of food banks and things like that. It's pretty hard to starve to death in the U.S. We're a very charitable nation. Mm-hmm. But the fact that most of our poor are considered wealthy in a vast amount of countries around the world is so egregiously overlooked here.
Who was the guy that got in trouble for saying that America is the only country where our poor people are fat?
Oh, I don't remember, but it's accurate.
You remember that? And like, how dare you say something like, oh my God.
I almost choked on my chicken wings.
It's yeah. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And it is clear to communicate that as an individual.
You couldn't even clearly communicate it just a second ago. Here, watch.
Or to live. And it is clear to communicate that as an individual.
And it's clear to communicate that.
If.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You could hear the modem, the 56K modem dialing up.
Now, to the question earlier as well, when they talk about Republicans and their success online, they have been successful because they have also been very clear, especially digitally, about what they believe, that women are inferior.
I don't know that it depends on what you're talking about inferior.
Oh, no. See, you misunderstand. She said digitally. So when you finger a chick.
Oh, yeah. Well,
when you grab them by the pussy, you're like, you're inferior. You mean nothing to me.
Digital penetration is inferior to penile penetration. I'll give her that one. She's right. She's right.
Yeah.
That do not
define women. Yes, exactly.
Nice.
They do not deserve equal rights. That they believe that LGBTQ Americans are subhuman. That they believe and are circulating disgusting racial and white supremacist messaging that they are able to get away with digitally and online.
Digitally and online. As opposed to their giant digital billboards?
Well, no, they have LAN parties where they play like Age of Empires 2.
Oh, yeah.
Halo 1.
She's just lying. She's literally just lying now. Do you want to talk about white supremacy and I don't know how much y'all hate the Jews? Except for the one who's sitting next to you, who's a good little Jew.
And they are able to radicalize and target and exploit a generation of young boys, in particular, away from healthy masculinity and into an insecure masculinity that requires the domination of others who are,
some would say, toxic.
Oh my God. Oh, why are they so good at this, and how can we stop it? They just make everybody radical. We want communism, but they make everybody radical.
They like jokes and memes, and they're white supremacists.
They're turning the boys into the bad kind of men who like to win.
Yeah, and compete in things and build stuff. We can't have that.
The ones who point out I'm a retard. Oh my God.
And that she's getting fat.
This is just so stupid. All right.
poorer, browner, darker, or a different gender than them. And that is why they are resonating online, because they are appealing to the most basest and worst parts of human nature.
You're a communist. Your little buddy next to you has literally been appealing to envy. You want to talk about the basest human emotion?
They have more than you. They're appealing to the basestness.
Get fucked.
To divide us. And why to divide us? So that the same people.
The identity politics folks are talking about dividing. Oh, God.
He will not incite us. I mean, he will not divide us.
She just went through a litany of groups and talking about they're dividing us. Bullwinkle, thank you. The total value of all American billionaires is 16 trillion. Our debt is 38 trillion. I question that 16 trillion number for total net worth. I mean, most billionaires are like a billion. I'm not disagreeing with you. I do question the source.
Well, even if we were being as generous as possible and everything on paper is their actual value, and that did equal that, it's still a drop in the bucket, because that debt is still going up.
Oh, sure.
They still have to fund the government, and they're not going to do it by robbing all the people that are successful, because they don't understand cascade effect.
My guess would be that that's including companies that are worth $1 billion and not just individuals.
Yeah, probably, but
yeah.
Still,
and again, maybe we'll see.
if you seized all that money, you would cripple the economy because there's no investment money then.
If you seized, with our current budget, if you seized all of that, we're not even talking about the debt, you could run our government for about 4 years, and that's running it lean, and then you'd be out of money with the debt still hanging there. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have no jobs opening up. There'd be a crippling effect on the economy. It would collapse.
Yeah. Anyway.
People who own those platforms, people like Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Mark Zuckerberg.
Why is she saying their names like that? Like she says Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, because she's spitting their names out because they're evil. Because they're not good commies.
Yeah.
These people can continue to get away with highway robbery in tax cuts and in order to fleece all of our pockets, cut our health care, keep our wages low.
Okay, before we get to keep our wages low, that's some shit you need to take up with Elon if you work for him. But the other stuff isn't. You're talking about spending their money, and you're like, how dare they not like how we spend their money? That's not your money, bitch. This is what commies never get. It's not your money. It's their money. And you wanting to take it doesn't make a tax cut. This giveaway to the rich isn't a giveaway. You're letting them keep. There's a difference between giving and letting keep. This is why you guys fail on social media, because I can easily write that. There's a difference between getting to keep and me giving you. And you don't even have to be 10 to understand that concept.
So that we remain fighting amongst ourselves while they make themselves richer. And so in order for us to fight back against that, we must be clear about what we believe.
Oh, please do.
Have strong beliefs.
This is why I want her to run for president, because my job would seriously be so goddamn easy.
Yeah, we just cover speeches and
the hardest job in the world has been really easy for the last 3 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah, I mean we're still working the hardest job in the world. So like, share, and subscribe, and give us money.
And also be complete.
AOC is hot. Changed my mind. With that kind of brain damage, there's nothing I can do for you.
Look, she's not repulsive, but she is getting very fat.
She looks like a donkey. I'm sorry, I've never found a donkey attractive.
It's called a burro thing.
Remember when I was called racist for saying she was a donkey?
Yeah.
That shit made me laugh.
And technically that would have been a burro, not a donkey.
Would you rather save a white woman that needed CPR or a black woman? Gotta choose. Thank you, Rocco. I don't have a rather. I mean, just based on their race, who's closer to me? That would be the one, because I'm lazy.
I would choose the one that's not under the influence of pumpkin spice.
Which one of them is hot?
Yeah. Which one's more likely to hit me? Like, does the white woman have green hair? Does the black woman have like a weave and like a snack pack she's gonna throw at me? Because these things matter. It's very situational.
Yeah,
so
which one's
I
more
can't make
likely,
that decision.
Which one's more likely to blow me in appreciation? Because that's going to weigh heavily on my mind. I'm married, so I wouldn't take it, but I like the offer,
Yeah, the offer is always appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into this. Like, what neighborhood am I in? Because if you're giving mouth-to-mouth to a black woman in the wrong neighborhood, it's going to look like you're trying to kill her.
True.
They're going to be like, look at that white supremacist trying to murder that lady.
And you give that white woman CPR, your ass is catching a charge, homie.
Oh, yeah, pretty much regardless of where it's at. Especially if she's got a Karen cut, she's totally going to press rape charges on you.
I did not consent to being saved.
Completely unwilling to bow to that kind of division and stand in solidarity with one.
I'm sorry, minus 1,000 respect. If you would save somebody based on the color of their skin, your opinion, your respect doesn't mean shit to me.
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not saving either one of them because I don't like kissing strangers.
That's a fair one. I mean, you don't want to, you don't know what they got.
Plus, have you ever done CPR? It is incredibly tiring.
I've never done it myself. I have seen it done in a real life situation. And one, it just looks horrible. And I prefer not to be in that situation at all.
They tend to barf in your mouth too. And because while you're doing breathing, sometimes they just upchuck. I've had to do it several times and I've gotten barf in my mouth more than once. And it's fucking gross. I would not save either person. I'd just call 911 like a good citizen and say, this person needs help. And they'll be like, why aren't you helping? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. The only time I'm going to base something on race is if I'm playing basketball and there's a white guy and a black guy, I'm going to choose the black guy. He might suck at it, but I'm playing the odds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're playing hockey, then you take the white guy.
I'm putting together a dance team. I'm not picking anybody my color.
I'm picking Kirsten Dunst and Elijah Dushku and recreating Bring It On.
I'm putting together the Avengers of lawyers. I'm picking anybody with a Jewish name. They could suck at their job, but again, playing the odds here.
One another, especially when it is someone whose culture is different from ours or whose background we may not entirely understand, but that we honor, love, and see as our fellow Americans.
See, this is what I talk. See, she just did it right there. Other cultures. When I look at culture, the American idea is part of my culture, and people that come from places where that's not part of their culture, I don't want them here.
Yeah, if they're not going to respect our culture and assimilate, I don't want them here.
Not just respect. You said the right, assimilate to our culture.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. This is what we've talked about with legal immigrants. Legal immigrants tend to be some of the most patriotic Americans you can find.
Oh, yeah, because they came here from some other country that has no freedom or very little. Yep. And there's upward mobility. There's anybody has a chance in the U.S., even still today.
But these little shits who are coming across the border and waving their flag of the country they left, they can get fucked. I don't have any respect for them.
No,
go back home to where it's supposed to be so great that you love it so much you're waving their flag. Go back.
Yeah, they don't have any respect for our culture because they don't think we have any. They just want to freeload off of us, and I don't want freeloaders here. I don't care what skin tone they have. Get out. You're a parasite.
Representative Ocasio-Cortez, Senator Sanders, we have a lot more questions for both of you coming up. We're going to take a short break.
Okay, we're not going to make it to her drinking air today because I'm going to wrap up here. I don't know if we'll revisit this one. Bernie is just repeating his same commie talking points in every fucking answer. And we didn't even get to the one we watched yesterday where he again gives that same fucking, it's all the money that the other people have. Fuck you, you rich piece of shit.
Yeah.
The government shutdown has happened because the Democrats think that they can have a winning campaign on this. They have two problems with that, though. One, we are way too far from the next election for it to matter. So look for the next shutdown to be September of next year, guys. But more than that, they think this is a win for them because they've been getting their asses kicked on every fucking issue. Because people are allowed now to say, no, that's retarded. Guys should be allowed in little girls' locker rooms. That's retarded. We're allowed to say that. And the reason that your ideas are losing is because they're bad. And the only reason they seem to be winning is because you kept us from being able to challenge them properly. Because, oh no, he said a bad word one time. Well, bring it, motherfucker. I say bad words all the time. And I will still run your ass into the ground on the actual issues because Democrats are retarded.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you so much. A Jewish socialist, a Muslim socialist, and a Hispanic socialist walk into a bar. Who picks up the tab? The American people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. They're all socialists. They ain't paying.
Oh, we'll probably have to talk about Ma'am Donnie soon because he said some really stupid shit recently.
They seriously believe the midterms are going to be a cakewalk? No, they don't. They really don't. I get what you're getting at. They're trying to project that image, but who is it? Chris Cillizza over there at CNN. He did a piece the other day that really rattled Democrats. This was probably 2 weeks ago now, where he showed, I think it was 2022, maybe it was 2018. I think it was 2018 because it was Trump versus Trump, where the Republicans were in public opinion in 2017 at this time versus where they are now. And the Republicans were actually doing pretty well at that time. They are doing so much better than they were then. And that scared the shit out of these Democrats. That's what really gave us the government shutdown. Government shutdowns are the Democrat go-to for getting positive press and the people on their side. It's been this way since Clinton.
Yeah.
And so they are in full-on panic mode.
Yeah, this shutdown isn't going quite the way they expected either. There's still a lot of pushback on the Democrats for this, even though the press is covering for them quite a lot. There's still a lot of people calling this the Schumer shutdown.
Yeah, it is the Schumer shutdown.
Absolutely, but you would think that from looking at legacy media.
Nope.
But it's amazing how much pushback they are getting. I am actually kind of surprised by that because even CNN has been saying this isn't working the way they were hoping.
And they're gonna fold and they're gonna pretend that they did something good. Just look at AOC's answer there at the end. Look at the vitriol she has for young men. The whole thing for Democrats since the election has been like, how do we get young men? And she's like, young men all suck. Do you see what their basest instincts? They hate the women's and the gays and anybody darker than milk. Can you believe? Wait, we're supposed to be nice to men? Shit.
Oh, crap.
They are in full-on panic mode because they don't know what to do because their normal tactics aren't working.
And that's been their playbook for over a decade. So
Yes.
when the playbook is older than a lot of the people's terms in Congress, some of these people, they've only known that playbook. Actually, quite a lot of them. They don't know how to adapt. They don't know how to pivot from that.
Their playbook it's changed only slightly with digital media because we see what happens in 2016 with Trump. Remember, Obama, he's the first president of the internet age, and he got elected because of BlackBerries. And Trump comes along and kicks Hillary's ass. And they didn't change their rhetoric or get better ideas. They just shut people down because they know without controlling the narrative. What have I told you guys so often? Control the language, you control everything. And this is why they shut everybody down and why there's so much censorship on social media and why Elon buying it, even if he's not totally free speech. And we can agree that he's not, especially if it's criticism of him. He can be a little bit thin-skinned about it. But just the ability for people to push back destroys them because their ideas make no sense. The only way you can make boys can turn into girls make sense is if you don't allow anybody to question it. Because biology exists. So what they had to do is shut everybody down, and they can't do that right now. And Democrats are in a panic. They are in a panic right now. And that last answer for AOC really does show just how panicked they are. Because even she knows that a good majority of people following her on social media, she gets to see the comments I make. most of the interaction is people laughing at that dumb broad. They know it. We saw what happened with Kamala. She was fucking plastered everywhere. They gave her, it was only 107 days. Fuck off. She had more campaign brouhaha than any candidate in history. And she got her ass kicked. Look, many of us expected Trump to win, but even I didn't expect him to win as big as he did. And I was negative on Kamala since she ran in 2020.
Yeah.
Faster in more ways than one. True. Yes. Go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing. Kamala was a shit candidate and always has been.
But they tried to control the narrative, but because people could push back and point out things like her ridiculous 60 Minutes interview. God damn, that
was embarrassing.
Can you imagine the Twitter being what Twitter was after that if the old regime was still in power there? That shit would have been cut down and we would have been told it was all fake. We saw that with the Hunter Biden laptop.
Yeah.
You still have people who won't admit that the Hunter laptop was real.
Yeah, why would they? They're brainwashed.
Yep.
That's the problem with communism is there's a lot of rubes out there that'll buy into the propaganda.
Faithless says their loss of Twitter destroyed their monopoly on info. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, it's loosened a lot of things on other platforms because they have to compete now.
Yep. Because for all of the liberals who left and went to Blue Sky where you can molest kids in peace, the majority of people still talk about Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They now say the election was rigged. Yeah, that was, I mean, because of them, we weren't allowed to even question any election. That was a real thing for a while. On YouTube, you were not allowed to question any election. I could not question the election of 1800.
No, that was the purest form of election, monkey. Do you have to delete some streams because of that?
I had to delete 3 months worth of streams after the election because of the YouTube rules. Because I couldn't be positive of which one I said what.
Yeah, and we tend to say things quite a bit here. So
yep. And just to be safe, we had to take them down, and it sucks, but that's the reality we lived in. And they've lost their monopoly on. That's a great way to put it. They lost their monopoly on information.
Yeah.
They lost control of the narrative, and you can see the anger in AOC there. You could see it. They're going after the males, and they really want to be mean and the bad kind of masculine, not the sit to pee and use tampons masculine like Tim Walz. It's it's funny to watch. It really is. There are so many things that are working against them. Because Trump's numbers are not where they should be. If this was 10 years ago, Trump would be so underwater. He would have had to have already pulled back on ICE and all of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, with that Steven Crowder thing where he goes into the black barbershop, there's nothing but black people there. And they're all like, fuck them immigrants and illegals here. Fuck those illegals. You got the Democrats can't even win black people right now. That's not a world I thought I'd live in.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
Yep. But anyway, guys, like I said, I don't know if we'll revisit that. That was AOC. I dare you to go on any kind of podcast, news thing, anywhere not already in your commie camp. I dare you to go have your ideas challenged anywhere. I'd love to see it. It's not going to happen, but
no, but it has to be a long form thing where they don't have commercial breaks to save them. It would have to be like a podcast where people can really pin her down and make her answer the questions.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if it's just on one of these broadcast shows like CNN, they could just wait out the answer, give some long-winded bullshit, never ever actually answer the question, because there's always a hard commercial break at some point.
I don't mean to toot my own horn here. I'm not above doing that, but I honestly don't mean to toot my own horn here. But I think all politicians should have to come on this show. Because I catch things that lots of people don't, like little minor things where, like, how many times they contradicted themselves in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
How many times Bernie changed it from how much the premiums are going to rise. And I would ask him directly on that. And I don't think even like, let's say they go on some milquetoast right-wing podcast like Tim Pool. Tim would allow them to get away with that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
They need to come here where we're going to ask real questions, and I will call you out for your stupidity. Come on, I dare you. I dare you. You went and played Among Us with. I'll play a video. We'll play Candy Crush together while I show the world what a retard you are. I don't know why that was brought up, but Porter in California. Did you see her video where she's like, I could have handled those situations better? You mean not burn your husband with mashed potatoes?
Oh my God, I did not see that, but I'm not surprised. She's been falling apart apparently for a couple days now.
God, I don't know if I retweeted that. It's really brief. I am wrapping up here. I don't know if you got. I'm snotty. I don't know better. My sinuses are fucky because of this weather. I do know how to get there. Hang on 1 second. I got to jump several links. This is the one. Nope. Don't start talking. The people can't hear you yet. All right. Okay, let's blow that up and no. I don't want you to take over this screen. Go take over that screen. There we go. So this is Katie Porter. I don't know who she's talking with there. This is exclusive Inside California Politics.
They're lighting as shit.
It is. Listen to their audio. It's only coming out of one fucking ear.
First time speaking publicly since the now 2 viral videos. What do you want people to know about you? And do you have the temperament to be the next governor of California?
When I look at those videos, I want people to know that I understand that I could.
Is that where you want to go?
I understand how it looks. That's the Hassan answer.
I understand that I look like a cunt. But I'm really not a cunt. I only abuse people if they get in my radius. People I've never met before, I have not abused.
When I look at those videos, I want people to know that I understand that I could have handled things better. I think I'm known as someone who's able to handle tough questions, who's willing to answer questions.
I think I'm known as that. Pay no attention to that video where I refused to answer follow-up questions and got offended at the notion.
And I want people to know that I really value the incredible work that my staff can do. I think people who know me know it.
Get out of my fucking shot.
They do great work when they're not in my shot.
I value them. You're in my fucking shot repeatedly. Is that a woman? Allegedly.
I can be tough, but I need to do a better job expressing appreciation for the amazing work that my team does.
Nobody's mad that you weren't appreciating your staff enough. It's how you were abusing them.
Yeah. Jeez.
Get out of my fucking shot. I appreciate your work. Still sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of a shit thing to do.
Speaking of panic mode, after those clips came out, yeah, Katie is in full panic mode.
She should be. They were
Yeah.
really damning.
Yes. She and the answer is no, she does not have the temperament to be a leader. But this was a member of Congress, so you know.
Tells you the quality of our leadership. Jeez.
How did Katie lose her seat? Wasn't she defeated?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't remember if they got rid of her seat or if she just lost. Let's see. Katie Porter pulled a Trump move after losing. Democrats are livid. The Orange County Democrat is facing backlash within her own party for her reposting to her response to a third place finish. Yeah, she got fucking primaried. Hey, Katie, this is what happens with ranked choice. This is why you were asked about the whole do you need Republican or specifically Trump voters? Yeah, she got her ass kicked. I do not understand how a woman who got her ass kicked in Orange County is the front runner for the Democrat governorship in California.
Dude, there's a communist winning in New York. The whole world is upside down sometimes.
Look, you could tell me that there's a communist running New York right now, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it used to be that if people lost, then you saw them as losers and you mostly let them go. There are some exceptions like Nixon. There's a couple more in history, but for the most part, especially in the media age, the visual media age, losers are just pushed aside. Slim Pickens, there's nothing slim about Katie Porter.
Katie Porterhouse, more like.
When I was typing in Katie Porter loses, the first fill was wait. I had to manually type in elections because everybody's rooting for Chunky to lose a little bit.
If she loses, do you think she would join up with quartering and become Porter and Quarter?
Oh, that would be awesome.
They could call it Fatty Hour with Porter and Quarter.
Porter and Quarter. Two angry lesbians. I once again today was accused of supporting somebody I don't. It always makes me laugh because I get it from the Hassan folks. Like, you just like Ethan. Like, what? Today it was I'm a Destiny fan.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Because I said Destiny was or that Hassan was a half-assed Destiny. And like, you think that was a compliment to Destiny?
Not really, no. Yeah, that's stupid.
YouTube recommended I told you I cleared my thing, so it's recommending all kinds of weird shit now. It recommended a reaction to Cult of Personality. And I mean this sincerely. I think all Hassan fans need to be forced to write essays about what the song Cult of Personality is about.
I think they would miss the point pretty considerably.
But I was watching it and it made me laugh because it was a black creator and they had the same reaction all of us had in 1988 when that song came out. Wait, they're black? And so I started watching several of them and I noticed something. All of the black creators were like, oh my God, they're black. Not a single white creator mentioned it. They were all like, this is totally normal for a heavy metal black band.
Yeah, there still aren't a lot of heavy metal black bands. Heavy metal's like the hockey of music.
Yeah.
It's predominantly an angry white dude thing.
But I do love that the real reaction is, oh my God, they're black. And then the second reaction is always like, wow, they're really good.
Yeah. Well, they were a pretty good band.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love Living Color. Their one song, Glamour, was a little bit weird. Glamour Boys.
Yeah.
I was looking stuff up about them today, and that song charted at 30.
Really?
I forgot that was a song, and when I listened to it, I was like, yeah, that shouldn't be a song. Although it really could be a gay anthem these days, honestly.
Yeah, I could see that.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I mean, yes. Not.
But it was funny how not one white creator mentioned the Negro in the room.
No, it's like country singer or country fans with Darius Rucker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're all like, yeah, I like him. We're not going to talk about race, are we?
But all black creators who listen to Darius, like, wait, there's a black country singer?
Yeah, it's not that unheard of. It's just
how
rare.
Dare you guys for not knowing Charlie Pride?
Yeah.
That actually came up in my discussions of it today, and I had to go listen to Kiss an Angel Good Morning. If you've never heard that song, go listen to it. One, it's a wonderful message. Plus, it's Charlie Pride. You can't go wrong.
That's fair.
Yeah. So who? Faithless, man. You've made me lose faith in you. You don't know who Charlie Pride is or Darius Rucker? Which one do you not know? Because you should know both. They're both good singers.
Darius was the lead singer of Booty and the Hoefish.
Hootie and the Blowfish, absolutely. And he's had a successful country career to the point he's actually inducted in the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of country singers speak very highly of him too. So.
Pride who? Charlie Pride. As soon as this is done, you go look up Charlie Pride and you listen to either High on the Mountain of Love or Kiss an Angel Good Morning or something that this man did, because how dare you?
Kiss an Angel Good Morning is probably his best known song.
The final line of that chorus, love her like the devil when you get back home. Country used to know how to be dirty without being dirty.
Yeah, they were a little more subtle about it. Conway Twitty was really infamous for that.
The song Lay You Down. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it sounds so dirty when you listen to it, but it's a guy who just loves his wife and he wants to hump her. I can relate.
Yeah, and he is a troglodyte.
That dude got so much pussy.
I don't understand how, because he is hideous.
Have you listened to him though? He is hideous, I mean, but look at Keith Richards. Tell me anybody fucks that guy because he's pretty.
That's fair. Keith Richards is a scary looking man.
Now you sing right to a woman and her panties will literally crawl off her. She can't even help it. She'd be pulling at him, trying to keep him up, and they are fighting against her.
That's true.
There's a lot of ways of saying what I want to say to you. I ain't going to ruin Conway here. Guys, that's going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight. And that does count as your song, by the way. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind to us. Jack, anything you want to shill?
I dropped the link earlier. I'll drop another one now for this is for the new movie review. As always, thank you guys for the tips. Thanks for coming out and watching the show. You guys are awesome.
If you do not see a stream from me by 9, there's a good chance I'm not going to be streaming. I got stuff to do tomorrow, so I need to make sure I get some sleep tonight at a decent kind of hour. It is still possible that I go to sleep at a decent hour and wake up and like, fuck it, I'll stream. But don't count on it for tomorrow. I plan to. I want to. I have tons of shit I still want to talk about. But just kind of a heads up. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, we love you. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everybody.
I've already sang to you, you fucking greedy bastard.